Oh, that's all.
He's a strong word.
Shipped him last year.
Yeah, that's always online at learnerandrow.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. On
All right, you guys are hot.
910.
Just after 1 o'clock in Phoenix, all over Phoenix, Arizona. Welcome in Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Out here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. You're going to be with you for about 3 hours or so, unless one of us kind of beats each other's up, because there's going to be an opportunity today at about 2:15. So an hour, just over an hour and a half from now.
Okay.
And Jimmy has no clue what this is all about.
I have no clue.
Jax has no clue what this is all about. Ben has no clue what this is all about.
Oh, man.
But I do, and so does Manuch.
Uh-oh.
It's a contest game that we did for many years on multiple stations that for some reason a couple nights ago, I'm like, we're bringing it back. It's called Quick Draw Manuch. And it is a game that I stole from a top 40 radio station in Amsterdam.
Wow.
Amsterdam.
You mean Amsterdam across the pond?
Yes.
Okay.
Somehow it popped up.
Okay.
Whenever I was surfing. And here it was many years ago. Couldn't even tell you the name of the show, Tim and Ann or whatever. You know, it's one of those, John J. and Rich type shows, right?
Yeah, sure.
On iHeart.
Yeah.
An afternoon show. And they had a game similar to this. They don't call it that. But really cool game where I throw out questions and you got to answer the question based on the first letter that I give you. So if I said, you're coming to Twin Peaks, not a bad example. You're at Twin Peaks and you need, and you're going to order a beer. The beer has to start with the letter C, and you would say, "Of course,
Yeah.
okay, as fast as possible, and it's quick."
Oh, okay.
And myself, Ben, and Jax will be judges, and you're based on how creative you can be with the answer. How fast you are with the answer,
Okay.
and if I like the answer.
I think that's the thing right there.
It's the best of 7.
I tell you,
And it's pop culture and sports.
Okay.
It could be, I can say, name a Diamondback, first name starting with L. Luis Gonzalez. So
I
things
would
like
go
that.
loser.
No, it's going to be a
That'd
name.
be a name.
Yeah, I know.
Well, you would, yeah. So would be fun. So my point earlier is we may not all three be here for the whole 3 hours, but
Hopefully our Prevagen is kicked in by that
yes,
time, next
but
hour and a half.
Speaking of Coors Light and Blue Moon, we are out here at Twin Peaks. Thanks to them. It's Thursday. We're out here every single Thursday getting you ready for this weekend's football games. I'm real excited. A little bit later, we're going to catch up with the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese. He's been doing it for 50-plus years. He's one of the best in the business. I'm biased because that's where I grew up in the Philadelphia area, growing up listening to Merrill Reese. And it's always a treat. Over the last 18 years, Manuch and I have been doing this to have him on our show because we've been getting a lot of hate mail over the course of the last 2 weeks because everyone thinks we're a San Francisco 49ers station because we have so much Brock Purdy coverage. And rightfully so.
Sure.
Manuch coached him.
Went to high
all
school
the
here.
Success. Yeah, local kid. But this is my opportunity to bring in some, Philly dilly type of action, some Philly special, and have some fun. So we'll have that in a what time we doing that?
2:30. 2:30. I'll bring him in.
But a lot to get into. But let's dive into the top stories of the afternoon.
Time for the top local and national stories of the hour. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar in Casino, Arizona. Bet big on your favorite teams and players in an environment that's as exciting as the game you're watching. There's no better place in the Valley to get in on the action. The Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar. Now, guys, what's your top story this hour?
Suns. They're going to square off tonight. They got the Mavs in town. Luka Doncic, who we all love and adore. Many of you wish the Suns would have drafted him, and you wonder what our narrative would be over the last few years if he was a Phoenix Sun rather than DeAndre Ayton. But Suns look to extend their winning streak to 5. They're above the 500 mark right now at 25 and 24. The Mavs, on the other hand, have been kind of on the other side. They have been kind of struggling, even though Doncic has been just going off, averaging over 33 points a game, almost 10 boards, 9 assists. He is having a hell of a year, but they have lost 4 of their last 5 games, despite his, some call, jaw-dropping performances.
Yeah. You look at the Suns winning 4 in a row. It sounds as though DA is going to be going tonight, just a matter of how long his minutes are going to be tonight, coming off the illness. But hopefully the Suns can get back in the groove, get everybody slowly but surely in there. But, yeah, if you're going to catch the Mavs, who schooled you 4 games in a row and just took care of business at 7 games.
So playoffs. They split this year.
Yeah, they split this year. So, you know what? Here we go, getting guys back in it. Litmus tests are going to need periodically. And then from that standpoint, try to get back on track. Try to get that, I call it the chemistry back that they hopefully can get that once everybody gets healthy.
Jimmy B will dive into that a little bit more in our next segment, but some of the other top stories that we'll dive into. Staying with basketball, Arizona State, they're in Seattle. They'll clash with the Huskies. Then they will visit Washington State on Saturday in Pullman. As you know, the Sun Devils have lost to the 2 California schools last week. LA schools, in California. They're now 15-5 on the season, 6-3 in Pac-12 play.
Again, here they are. They're up, they're down, they're up, they're down. At some point, they have to establish a more consistent basis in reference to putting more wins together. Having Kyle Dodd on the radio color analyst yesterday, shooting seemed to be the key when they're on shooting. So if they get into a funk as far as shooting is concerned, they have to figure something out in reference to going down low more, but they just don't have the low post guys in reference to going down and recapturing whatever they're missing out of the shooting.
Arizona ranked 8th right now. They have Washington State, and of course, we'll then have Washington on I think Saturday. Sometimes they move it to the Sunday if it's an opportunity, but I don't think they want to go up against the AFC and NFC Championship. And then GCU, they're on the road. Abilene Christian, as GCU's 13-7 on the year, they're 4-3 in the WAC. For Wildcats, 17-3, 6-3 in the Pac.
Yeah, 2-2 the last 2 games. They really missed Blackshear. The other kid is pulling up as much as he can. The Anderson kid and McLaughlin, both of them doing what they can, but they've got to, again, get by some of the injuries and get by some of the woes that they've had. And again, here's another team go on the road for a couple games and try to get right if they can. Get right back in the middle of the WAC.
And just down the street from us, we're in Tempe Marketplace for our Twin Peaks broadcast. Of course, the Yotes played just down the street at Mullet Arena, and they'll wrap up their 3-game set as the Blues are in town. And they split the first two games, I should say, at home as they fell to Anaheim 5-2 on Tuesday night. So they still remain second to last in the Central Division, just 35 points. They need to stay there. They need to just be comfortable. Get some of these picks people keep talking about. Some of these superstars
high draft pick
that we keep hearing from Coach Peters, who joins us all the time. There's some remarkable franchise-changing players that are available at 1 or 2 or 3 in the next 2 drafts.
And it's interesting because normally in hockey, it's very similar to baseball. You don't see those guys for a couple of years. But the first 3 guys are extremely talented, and they may only be in the minors for a year and then could be called up.
We talk about the cloud over the Cardinals for so many years. At what point you're just hoping that the clouds over the Coyotes will eventually go away, that some strong wind, if they lose out, they get some of these top picks you guys are talking about, that they can eventually in 2 or 3 years build and get back to getting into at least being relevant into the playoffs and growing from that. I think that's a lot of folks are looking for. I mean, hell, Gary Bettman's hoping on that. We're hoping on that.
Excuse me. You really have to use the word hell there. Could you use another word?
Hell bent on leather?
Better.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. I think we're hell bent on leather.
I should see that.
3 minutes.
That they eventually,
trying to cut down on profanity on the show for New Year's 2023. Just trying to cut it down a little bit.
Well, doggone it, Rock.
Yeah, that's better.
Those are some of the things we need to see from the Coyotes.
You knucklehead.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, Pshaw.
Yeah. Hey, real quick on the national level, the Jets are pretty excited today. They are. I don't know what the fan base is.
He was a good offensive coordinator with Aaron Rodgers.
We're talking about Hackett. We're talking about Hackett, the former Broncos coach who was fired. He is now the OC for the New York Jets. He had previously called plays for Buffalo and Jacksonville.
Yep.
And I think he was at Green Bay as well.
A big hire,
at least I think some people think. But
Well, head coaching is probably just too much for him.
Yeah.
He's the Buddy Ryan on the offensive side. Buddy was a terrible head coach, but a great defensive coach.
Well, and some guys are better coordinators. There's a lot to handle. You're the CEO, offense, coordinating,
everything.
What's your defense doing? How's your defense doing? All those kind of things. And those are, if he can just focus on that task at hand, how much influence, because you got to remember Green Bay, LaFleur was calling a lot of those plays. I mean, he was coordinating guys during the week, and LaFleur would call those plays, which he does. So when you look at that, okay, he's setting them up. Not that he couldn't, but I think he might have got a little exposed in Denver from being the guy that calls those plays.
And then the Cowboys, despite 12-5 back-to-back regular seasons, they have let 6 members of their staff go. 6 guys have been fired or their contracts expired, so they basically were politely told to pack your bags, get the heck out.
Somebody's got to be the fall guy, I guess.
I almost said Manuch's word.
What?
Get the heck out.
Hey, don't let the door hit you in the rear end on the way out.
Yeah. So,
I'll just say, Rock, just real quick. Frank Reich, now the new head coach for your Carolina Panthers. That's a good hire.
Very good hire.
I think Frank's fits that MO. Got Sam Darnold to work with. I'm sure they'll probably look to go after somebody else. But, you look what Wilkes did the last half of the season. That team was viable last half of the season.
Yeah, they battled.
So we had a Larry Fitzgerald, Robert Sarver sighting.
Yes.
How do you know? Yes.
Because I saw the photo.
Where'd you see it?
On Twitter.
Why do you always you just want to just...
Why'd you step on his
step
story?
on all my stories?
I don't.
Do I need to do we need to have a bring in the program director and say only answer when you are called upon? Raise your hand.
I'll raise my hand.
I mean, yes. Hey.
That's all I said.
Let him go down the road.
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I see
let me build it up. Robert Sarver. Let me build it up.
Man.
See, everybody, Jimmy B's new to Twitter, and he loves it. It's like crack for him, right? He's on it everything that hits, he's got to let us know right away, where I could care less if it's breaking news. Where I was going,
finish your point.
Yeah. Major League Pickleball, which has so many owners. Drew Brees is one owner. Tom Brady's an owner. Steph Curry, Draymond Green, Larry Fitzgerald, Devin Booker is an owner. And they have these teams all over the country, and they are playing in Mesa right now at Bellbank Park. And it's streaming right now at MajorLeaguePickleball.net. You can watch as they're playing on the Talking Stick Resort Championship court. And they showed about an hour and a half ago Larry and Robert Sarver walking in to watch the team that Larry owns because they're buddies. I mean, I've seen them riding bikes in San Diego together. Like, hey,
isn't that cute?
Yeah. So pretty cool stuff. It's up on my Twitter page at Roc and Manuch if you want to see it. But a sighting for Larry Fitzgerald, which isn't surprising. You see him everywhere. But you haven't seen Robert. Sorry.
Yeah. Well, maybe Robertson.
He knows there's not a lot of media out there.
Robertson to maybe consummate and sign some paperwork, to get this deal done. With getting that all done, wrapped up. They said probably next week, by February 9th, they're hoping to get this deal close. Maybe Robertson there signing off on all the paperwork.
Jimmy,
are you good with that?
Are you okay? Can we move forward? I did say before the show started, right when we started, that we all three might not make it through the whole show. But I said Jimmy. Aren't you not going to answer?
Can I talk now?
I said Jimmy. Poor little Jimmy. Let's do this. Because we're a team here. Yes, and when I'm not here on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, you guys get a break, right?
Yeah.
So how about the next segment? Because Jimmy B is our NBA college basketball guru.
Yeah.
He's been calling games for 10 years, maybe 12 years. And he is going to break down the Suns team next.
All right, let's
what's going on as the Mavs are in town.
I think
you heard cool?
I think you heard his.
He'll get his word count back up.
Yeah.
He'll never get to your level.
No.
Hey, we're out of Twin Peaks thanks to Coors Light and Blue Moon. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports Night 10.
Sun Devil Hockey takes things one game at a time this weekend against St. Thomas of Minnesota. Tune in Friday and Saturday beginning at 6:30 p.m. here on Fox Sports 910, the home of Sun Devil Hockey.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. You hear a lot of attorneys talking about a lot of things, but the thing you hardly ever hear is them talk about their results. Why? Because they don't have any? Okay, they have some, but I don't know of any other law firm that has recovered billions of dollars for their injured clients and that is recovering millions of dollars every week in Arizona. What other law firm can say that? Experience and results matter. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Bo knows where to watch the big game. Talking Stick Resort. Join Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as they host the big game viewing party with special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Get your tickets now, just $25 at Ticketmaster.com. It's the big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort.
Arizona's largest locally owned A-plus BBB rated towing company is All City Towing. They're always looking to add motivated and competitive team members. Do you fit the bill? If so, head on over to allcitytowing.com/careers for more information.
Horn penetrates, drives, lobs it down low to Washington, who slams it in. Warren Washington with the flush.
Sun Devil men's basketball returns to Desert Financial Arena to celebrate the program's Alumni Weekend. The action begins with Oregon State on Thursday, February 2nd, and continues with the Oregon Ducks on Saturday, February 4th. Get your tickets today by calling 480-965-5812 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Sun Devil men's basketball, onward to victory.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel benefits, perfect for seeing Taylor Swift the Eras Tour. Presented by Capital One. Ooh, I do love her. Earn 5 times miles on flights and 10 times miles on hotels through Capital One Travel.
Enjoy your stay in Suite 13.
Whoa, 13? That's Taylor's lucky number. The Venture X card from Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Want to party with the superstars during the big game weekend? At Talking Stick Resort and Casino Arizona, use your Player Rewards Club card to score tickets to the Phoenix Open, Shaq's Funhouse with Snoop Dogg and Diplo, Gronk Beach with 21 Savage and Lil Jon, and Talking Stick Resort's big game viewing party featuring Bo Jackson, Doug Flutie, and more. Drawing at Talking Stick Resort on February 5th. Learn more at TalkingStickResort.com.
Hey, Rock, I have the disclaimer ready if you wanted to use it.
We're going to definitely need a disclaimer.
Meant for mornings. The Drive with Jody Ava. Listen tomorrow, 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
I'm going to potty you guys up. You guys are hot.
Out here, Twin Peaks. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B. Yes! We got Ben. See, whenever you hear Jimmy, you can talk. Whenever you see Jimmy, you can talk. Jimmy can talk. I mean, when I say Jimmy, you can talk.
Down, boy. Easy.
Rick Coro is going to join us in about 15 minutes, talk about the business side of sports. A little bit later, we will catch up with the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese. That is a treat. We're also going to catch up with the CEO of Major League Pickleball, fastest growing sport. That'll be around 3 o'clock. We'll have some fun with that. But it's time to get into our Chevy Sounds of the Night. Always brought to you by the Valley Chevy Dealers, your Valley Chevy dealer serving the Valley for over 80 years. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. Head to valleychevydealer.com. You may have seen this on SportsCenter last night because it was the lead. Had to do with Steph Curry being ejected for the third time in his career late in the fourth quarter in a very, very close game with Memphis. They ended up winning by 2, 122 to 120. But here's the call, courtesy of ESPN, of Steph Curry tossing his mouth guard.
Memphis. And a whistle going the other way. What happened? Steph Curry. Has Steph Curry been ejected? Wow. Steph Curry has been ejected.
What's interesting about that, I don't think that was in reaction to anything that happened with the official. On that offensive rebound, he was yelling at Jordan Poole to pass him the ball.
There you have it. Curry ejected. He did it in the finals, I believe. And then one other time he did it.
Yeah, and every time it's been him throwing the mouth guard. The only times he's been ejected once was at an official a couple years ago, and last year, and then this one. And you read about it and you go, all he did was, he wasn't at the official, as they said, and he basically throws it. But you read later that anytime, and the official said this after the game, anytime anybody ever throws their mouth guard at the bench, down at the ground, or in the stands or whatever, it's an automatic ejection. Did not know that, Jimmy.
Here's what brought that on. Close game. I'm watching the game, and Jordan Poole takes a three, and Curry's 5 feet from him, wide open, and he didn't pass Curry the ball. Poole misses the shot.
Sure.
And that's what got Curry so upset. So when he takes off and runs the other way, It's when he throws the mouthpiece.
Probably the only ejection of ever being mad at your own teammate and throwing the mouth guard mad at him and not the official. But the officials have he said, look, it's in the rule book. There's no discrepancy. There's
right. And he knows that. I mean, because he threw
twice before.
Yeah, he threw it at a ref one time.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. So,
I mean, I understand where he's coming from. I mean, he's the star on this team, not Poole, even though Poole was key later in that game.
Game-winning layup.
Yeah. So I think they're okay after the game, and I think they showed some footage of them in the locker hallway going to the locker room of pretending he was throwing out his mouthpiece to Steph Curry. But I get it, dude. I would be just as pissed off too, and I don't fault Curry to the point where a lot of the local media or a lot of the pundits are saying, yeah, if they would have lost the game, all right, but hey, they won the game. At the end of the day, they're not going to talk about this again.
They won't do that in a play. He won't do that in a playoff game. Trust me.
He did it before.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying he's got to be careful. I mean, if this is, that's where he's just got to control himself. I know that you got the shot. You're one of the greatest, if not the greatest shooter in the game. And Poole's just like, well, I felt it. Okay, well, you can't be selfish with the ball. Sometimes that happens. But you can't be selfish with your emotions. That's what you got to be careful.
Let me just clarify what Manuch said. He is the greatest shooter in the game. He's the greatest shooter of all time, Steph Curry.
So it would be fun to watch. It would be fun to watch a one-on-one with Steph Curry and Damian Lillard, who last night had his fourth career 60-point game. That guy was putting them up from Curryland, where Curry likes to shoot them effortlessly. I mean, it was a fun game to watch. I watched portions of it like everybody else. But how about watching those two guys go at it?
You watch these guys hit from everywhere. It's like the layups to them.
It is.
And what you
we
realize,
all think we could do it.
Yeah.
Well, we've tried that 4-point shot. Remember that the Globetrotters game?
It's like I airballed.
You're like in the parking lot.
You hit the rim. You hit the rim.
I drew a rim.
Yeah, I drew airball.
People don't realize how far away in the
It's nice.
Unbelievable.
Since they get the Stitch, of course, has been playing really well, averaging close to 34 points a game. He's so much fun to watch. He's appointment television in my mind.
Yes.
What needs to happen tonight for this team to get their fifth straight win? Jimmy?
First, thank you. Let's start first with what the Suns need to do to be in control of the game. Now, we know that Ayton is coming back, but I don't know if he's going to be on a pitch count because you don't know really if he's got his entire stamina after being ill. So you're going to have the three-headed monster, which is Bismack Biyombo, Jock Landale, and Dario Saric. So it'll be interesting to see how those three guys factor in coming off the bench when they take minutes when DeAndre Ayton is on the bench. The other key in this game for me, Christian Wood is a 6'10", willowy kind of guy who can really score, rebound, and run. And you have to keep him somewhat under control. You cannot let Christian Wood go for 25 and 15. Then that's going to be problematic. The other aspect is Spencer Dinwiddie has had his way with the Phoenix Suns. And he is a shooter. He can create some. Tim Hardaway is strictly a shooter, and you have to defend him when he's around the three-point line. Now, here's the other issue in the game tonight. If you try to double-team Luka Doncic, he's such a great passer that he is going to find the open man. So you run the risk of doing that double-team, force him to kick it to somebody else, and hope that they miss. Those are your keys tonight.
And in that 4-game sweep of the Suns in the playoffs, especially Game 7, that's Luka kicking it out.
He just went out.
They caught fire those last 4 games. I mean, that was one of the better shooting displays I think we've seen in playoffs in reference to the percentage. They're over 50%.
But
all 4 games.
But they don't have Jalen Brunson anymore to run the point for them, and that's a real key. That's a key factor, and that is one of the reasons why the Mavericks are struggling coming into tonight's contest.
Last night during the Duquesne Loyola Chicago basketball game, an Uber Eats delivery guy walked onto the court with a food order. We got the sound. It's the two. I don't know who these guys are, but it's the play-by-play announcers, and they're actually like doing the play-by-play of this. They've never seen it before, but this delivery guy walked on the court only 2 feet away from a player that had the ball.
Yep.
Here it is.
We got an official's timeout. Somebody came on the floor. Uber Eats delivery or something there is carrying some McDonald's. Mick, was he going to deliver the McDonald's to somebody on the court? That's an Uber Eats sticker. Let's see if we can see this. No, this is going to be the turnover in the
There he is.
There he is.
Yeah.
This guy's actually, who's he delivering it to? The ref. The
ref said later. Give it to me later, not now.
How about that? By the way, as that was just playing, the manager here at Twin Peaks just handed a Uber Eats bag to our Twin Peaks contestant, or not contestant, but bartender that'll be coming on at 2:45. Brooke, what do you think is in that? What is in that Uber Eats bag?
What do you got there, Brooke?
Because is it like a
2 minutes?
What is in that bag? We want to know what's in that bag. Oh, it's a to-go order. Oh, never mind. So I stand corrected. That didn't come from outside of Twin Peaks. It looks just like the bag you would get at Uber Eats, which we're talking about that happened during the Duquesne Loyola.
Would that be a faux pas to have Uber Eats delivered to Twin Peaks?
Well, if you work here all the time, maybe you just want to, maybe you have an urge for something different, like a I don't know, a smoothie from someplace.
Yeah, I can see that.
I don't know why. The food's awesome here. I never get tired of it. All right, well, this is pretty cool. We're going to shift gears, get into some football talk here.
1 minute.
The FCC Commission has proposed a fine of $504,000 to Fox because they used an emergency alert. They used the emergency alert system for a promo, an NFL promo. This NFL promo ran on Sunday, Fox NFL Sunday pregame show. It also ran here on Fox Sports Radio. We're going to play it for you, but we have to play our disclaimer because I'm not getting fined $504,000 for us playing this, okay? But it was a violation. It was supposed to be a promo. It was supposed to be funny. However, there was some sensitivity to it. You know our world, and this is Fox, everybody. You know my love for Fox. So, they're playing on the other side on this one. So here is our disclaimer, and then we will play this for you.
The views and opinions expressed by
Rock, you pot it down. Do you want me just to play it directly after the disclaimer?
to be considered endorsed or
All right, cool. Sounds good. I'm going to pod you back up.
Fox Sports 910, iHeartRadio, or anyone that's even associated with this radio station in any way possible. Roc and Manuch broadcasts are presented and made public as entertainment in the hope that they'll be entertaining to the audience. Listeners are urged to use their own judgment to draw their own conclusions. Ownership of this radio station does not confirm nor deny the validity or accuracy of the information aired on Roc and Manuch. All information, products, and services are provided solely for entertainment and enjoyment. Finally, we encourage the importance of keeping an open mind and not construing the stories, facts, or services as factual. In other words, Roc and Manuch wants you to relax and enjoy the ride.
This is a Fox NFL emergency alert. Attention, alert. NFC East teams and fans, the Philadelphia Eagles are back. This is a warning. If you or someone you love is a fan of the New York Giants, the Dallas Cowboys, or the Washington football team, you may be in big trouble. You may have thought the Eagles weren't going to be in the playoff mix at the start of the year, but you were mistaken. They're back, big time, and capable of the following: running the ball, throwing the ball, stopping the run, winning the game, winning the division, going to the Super Bowl, hurting your feelings. Eagles fans being as obnoxious as ever. If any of these worry you, please call 1-359-324-5359. That's one-fly-eagle-fly. This has been a Fox NFL emergency alert.
$500,000.
That's ridiculous.
$500,000 they
so
were fined.
Ridiculous.
But when you see it, did you see the video?
I didn't see it.
I did.
You see it. You see the Fox.
Yes.
Yeah.
You see the alert.
Yeah.
If your volume is down and all of a sudden you see that, you're going to look.
Yeah.
Even though I think we're all accustomed, no matter if you watch CNN or Fox, it doesn't matter the story. It's breaking news, right? It's always an alert. It's always breaking news.
Exactly.
It doesn't matter.
It's a hell of a
someone
bit, man.
broke a toenail. It's breaking news on those channels. So anyway, coming up, we're going to catch up with Rick Horr, the sports professor, talk about the business side of sports as we continue on from Twin Peaks. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Behold, here
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Lots of action on tap today. The Suns entertain the Mavericks, while in college ball, it's Arizona, Washington State, and ASU Washington. On the ice, it's the Coyotes hosting the Blues. Carl Vejmelka starts in net for the Desert Dogs. Former D-backs catcher Miguel Montero has rejoined the organization as a special assistant to the player development department. The Cardinals are holding their head coaching interview with Sean Payton today. NFL linebacker Jesse Lemonnier died at the age of 25. He appeared in one preseason game during his short 2022 stint with the Cardinals. The cause of death is unknown. I'm Frank Arity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Are you living paycheck to paycheck only to find yourself going backwards financially each month? Nobody wants to file bankruptcy, but at many times, it's the best choice. The credit industry wants you to believe that bankruptcy is bad and that it will destroy your credit forever, but that's just not true. In most cases, filing bankruptcy can improve your credit. At Lerner Rowe Law Group, our bankruptcy lawyers only work on bankruptcy cases, and we can file your bankruptcy with $0 down.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Home shopping? You'll need a pre-approval letter. Call GC Global Capital, and you can get pre-approved in minutes. Call 480-397-9300. Free second opinions and comparisons. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker. NMLS 1091187. License MB 0924983. An equal opportunity lender.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased only at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food and drink specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
I'm Martin Hoke, the inventor of Navage Nasal Care, and I love Navage. I've told you about how your nose is the body's air filter, that Navage's powered suction will help flush out allergens, viruses, mucus, and germs, and that Navage will help you breathe better. But what do other people say about Navage? Like Tara, quote, "My doctor wanted me to do saline rinses for my allergies, but I've never been able to successfully use a neti pot. Navage uses suction power, so it's foolproof. There are nights when I'll have particularly bothersome allergies. I'll bust it out, and the results are immediate. It's such a relief. It's become a lifesaver," unquote. She's one of over 100,000 online reviews praising Navage, the all-natural solution trusted by over 3 million people to help you breathe better, sleep deeper, snore less, and stay healthier without drugs. Navage is available at Walmart, CVS, Walgreens, Target, Rite Aid, and online. Navage, Navage, clean nose, healthy life.
DraftKings Sportsbook is an official sports betting partner.
All right, guys, 10 seconds. Horo's ready.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app today and use code SPORTS for a special offer when you sign up. That's code SPORTS, only at DraftKings Sportsbook.
Time to talk about the business side of sports. Leading expert in the business of sports. Author of the new bestseller, The Sport Business Handbook. Host of Power of Sports and architect of over 100 deals worth billions in sports. The sports professor, Rick Horo, joins Roc and Manuch on Fox Sports 910.
Guys are hot.
Rick Horo joins us down on the right to the guest line as we're coming to you from his favorite place when he's in town, Twin Peaks. How we doing, Rick?
But I just heard an ad. Is it true? Tell me it's not true. That you're hosting a Super Bowl party at Talking Stick, which is great. But people actually pay to hear you and see you. Is that correct?
Well, let me. You have this Ivy League degree. I went to Penn for one class, so I'm an Ivy Leaguer too. So we're at the same level.
Yeah, right.
But I will say this. First of all, it's our big game viewing party, not the other thing you said that happens on a Sunday and associated with a bowl. So it's the big game viewing party. And this is the first year, that we have
we can't do that. That's
yes,
right.
We can't.
I'm sorry.
Yep.
So I will never mention Super Bowl again. Sorry.
Thank you. And we decided to charge some money this time because we have some guests that we felt that needed to be compensated for their time. One is Doug Flutie. You probably heard of him, and then the other is Bo Jackson, another guy I think you've heard of him. I know you're a baseball and football fan, so we have them hanging out with us watching the game. So that's kind of why.
So just so you know, I've got the Palm Beach Sports Business Club that I do, and that more we've had Gary Player and some of the folks. And Doug Flutie is speaking for me on Tuesday of Super Bowl. We're probably flying out together then to Phoenix.
Big league us. You're big leaguing us, aren't you? You gotta be one up. You gotta be one up on us, right? You gotta be one up on us.
Yeah, clearly. And then you just at the same level. I was in Orlando yesterday, so I saw Bowl play, and if I saw Muggsy Bogues play in Bowl, that would be the level. That's the kind of metaphoric level of you and me. Don't start. Don't start with me today. How's that?
All right, but as a friend, I think we associate you as a friend of the show, friend of us.
Yeah, sometimes.
As you're sitting in first class and having your vodka sodas on the way here, could you please just say a couple nice things about Roc and Manuch and Jimmy B so Doug doesn't get caught off guard when he's hanging out with us at Talking Stick Resort?
Oh, actually, I will. I'll be glad to do that. I'll be, with them for most of that Tuesday, the 7th. So, isn't there a thing Saturday night too, or is that something entirely different?
Well, there's a flag football event that they're sponsoring at GCU, and then there's the big SI party the day before the big game at Talking Stick.
Oh, okay. The big game. Oh, yeah. No, that's right. The big game. I forgot. No, because I was planning.
You of all people.
Saturday night.
You of all people. The sports professor that knows the laws better than anybody.
The party professor is what it sounds like.
Party professor.
If I can say it, that doesn't mean you induced me to say it. So, have the NFL, sue me over issues. I've got friends in the NFL.
Yeah, Rock, he knows Roger Goodell, right?
I could probably even protect you.
Yeah, he knows Roger Goodell. It's kind of a big deal.
You know how much that would cost us, Manuch, to have Horo as our representation?
Oh, yeah. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man. I listen, the retainer that I would send you, you couldn't even, you can't sniff that. That's not,
I'm surprised our checks are clearing right now for all the time you've been coming up and joining us.
Wow. There you go. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in a week and a half. That'll be a lot of fun. And we got a whole lot of stuff planned, so that'll be cool.
Hey, let me ask you, Rick, as you've been doing this for many, many years, and as we are a few days from hearing who the two teams will be, where does Phoenix fall in the pecking order of hosting Super Bowls? I can say it in that context because I'm not mentioning the sponsor. So when it comes to hosting Super Bowls, maybe New Orleans is number one, some say, or maybe it's Miami. What is your top five in order?
Well, pecking, pecking is very subjective. Some people peck differently than others. So if you're talking about a pecking order based on personal preference and ability to entertain, I'd say New Orleans is right up there because the Superdome is the epicenter. And then everything else is Bourbon Street and, out from there. So you can actually, get in, stay in a hotel, enjoy all the parties and not worrying about getting across town. New stadiums, I would say SoFi now. And so different strokes for different folks. I do think that, candidly, and we've talked about it before, that, Arizona has a lot of challenges. A lot of the stuff, as you know, including where you are right now in Scottsdale, the Radio Row and the hotels that are downtown oriented, the NFL headquartered downtown too. And the game is, seemingly like 9 hours northwest. And it's kind of hard to get from point A to point B. That doesn't mean it should be lower in the pecking order, nor does it mean they're not going to get regular rotation Super Bowls. I mean, it's the obvious, Final Four, Super Bowl, rotation, NBA All-Star Game, tourism infrastructure.
3 minutes.
So if you ask me what my favorite Super Bowl city is, it's New Orleans. But you didn't just ask me. There's many other people dealing with that.
I love SoFi Stadium, but the area around SoFi Stadium is not the greatest, Rick. Would you agree? There's nothing around there.
Yeah, I agree. But listen, you don't build stadiums around neighborhoods that are beautiful. You build stadiums around lousy neighborhoods in many ways and hope that the stadium becomes a catalyst to improve it. Now, that doesn't mean that tomorrow, the Inglewood neighborhood is going to be beautiful, but it does mean that you can get the property cheaper, and it does mean that you can, go a step in the right direction there and get it done. And I agree. It's not safe today. Maybe it will be 5 or 10 years from now.
What would people be unexpected? That's probably one of those sites that a lot of people wouldn't think would be a fine spot, but actually is, at least in your mind, Rick.
You talking about other Super Bowls?
Yeah, other Super Bowls that people might look down their nose, but hey, quite frankly, it's a pretty good venue. I mean, you look at
Indianapolis,
Minnesota, Detroit,
yeah,
Indianapolis.
Yeah, so obviously, Indianapolis, Minnesota, a little cold.
Yeah.
They may get Super Bowls in the rotation because it's weather dependent. Atlanta
2 minutes.
will get maybe one for every two that Phoenix, Tampa, Miami, Vegas, LA get. So, listen, when I was doing this for a living, I couldn't be as clear now saying this is the way it is. But I think the way we're thinking about Super Bowls is you have the rotation of, as I said, LA, Phoenix. Vegas will be in it, the rotation. Miami, Tampa, maybe not as many, but certainly one of those two will get it. Atlanta will. New Orleans will definitely be in the rotation. And then as new stadiums get done, if they need to, which we don't have a whole lot that need to now on the football side, you get Super Bowls built in. Indy was a great Super Bowl in a cold weather climate. Detroit, same way, although the dome makes it easy. Minnesota, same way, dome makes it easy. Let's not forget, if Kevin Warren is successful and Chicago gets its stadium, they'll be in the rotation.
Nashville too, right? Nashville's going to get it. Yeah, that's a great city.
Yeah, Nashville will get one early. They may not get a lot in the bonding period, but they should because it's dome. And listen, Nashville is an amazing party city. We know that.
Yeah,
so
awesome.
I think Nashville's there.
Yeah.
And, Buffalo is building this tremendous stadium. I don't think they're going to get more than one over, the life of a stadium. But we'll see.
Rick, it sounds like Rick. It sounds like. Sorry to cut you off. We're up against it, but I want to get this in. From what you're saying, this could be the last Super Bowl in Phoenix for 10, 15 years, possibly, maybe longer.
Well, no. What I'm saying is, and I'll do it quickly, is that there will be a rotation, and I think Phoenix. It might have been one every 5 years. I don't think it's going to be one every 15.
Okay.
It may be one every 6 or 7. But enjoy this one. And those of you who have parking passes, hold on to it tight. They're hard to find.
There's the last, Rick. We'll talk to you next week, and we're going to have you for an hour or so during Radio Row. We're looking forward to that.
Listen, you'll have me for more than you want me.
Oh man! All right, I better kick my dog out of that extra bedroom.
Yeah, you better. That's right.
Thank you, Rick.
All right,
he's a sports professor, Rick Horrow. Follow him on Twitter at Rick Horrow. Hey, your chance to win a customized backyard grill patio set is now. Text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS to 55678. You'll be entered to win this customized backyard grills patio set. We're giving it away the Monday after, probably Tuesday after the big game, because who knows if I'll be here on the Monday after. But because if the Eagles, I'll be celebrating into the night. But standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678. Well, coming up, you won't believe the percentage of millennials, which is Generation Y, that have tattoos compared to the baby boomers, which is like Manuch and Jimmy B, because I fall in Generation X. We're going to talk about that. It's our Chevy random fact of the day. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Car payment, groceries, mortgage, gasoline. Life is expensive, but we're giving you a shot at $1,000 every hour with Inflation compensation. Listen for the keyword at the top of the hour. Sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe from Lerner and Rowe, where there are no fees until we win your case. Speaking of win, we want to help you bank $1,000, powered by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. Interact, need a check? Call Lerner and Rowe today, 977-1900.
Attention grillers. Is it time to replace that old grill in your backyard? Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678.
The right price, the right selection. It's all now at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Stop by today and see why Wright Toyota continues to be Arizona's top Toyota dealership, located just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard and online at wrighttoyota.com.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Over the years, Lerner Rowe has helped over 120,000 people recover billions of dollars for their injuries. And during that time, we've donated millions of dollars to Arizona charities. Our goal is not only to make a positive impact on our clients' lives, but also the lives of many Arizona residents that rely on nonprofits to get through their tough times. Lerner Rowe is more than just a law firm. We're a community partner dedicated to make Arizona a better place for everyone.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Major League Pickleball is coming to Bell Bank Park January 26th through 29th. This pro event will feature professional pickleball teams owned by celebrities who will be in attendance. Come check out the action. Spectator tickets are available at bellbankpark.com/events.
With one of the best savings rates in America, banking with Capital One is the easiest decision in the history of decisions. Even easier than choosing Slash to be in your band.
Next up for lead guitar, you're in.
Cool. Yep, even easier than that. And with no fees or minimums on checking and savings accounts, is it even a decision? That's banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com/bank for details. Capital One NA, member FDIC.
Hey, you guys there? Cool, just making sure.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sports Book
Chevy Random
CAZ
Fact.
Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points, powered by the Sports Book at CAZ Sports Bar.
Do you know the human?
It's just a short break, so I was making sure you guys were still there.
Thank you.
Did you know that Troy Aikman in only 6 years has passed for 16,300?
You sound like all my ex-girlfriends.
Did you know the career record for
Yeah,
most
well,
hits
married
is
at
4,256 by Pete Rose, who is not in the Hall of Fame?
Being married is the best.
My next door neighbor has 3 rabbits.
Now time for Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B to give you the random facts of the day driven by your Valley Chevy dealers. Find new roads at your Chevy dealer. For a dealer near you at the Valley.
All right, here we go. You guys are hot.
Oh, let's get to it. How about this? Nearly half of all millennials, 47%, have tattoos. 40% of men and women born between 1981 to 1996 have a tattoo.
That's amazing.
Compared to the baby boomers, which is you guys, ages 56 to 75, only 13%. Then 29% of Americans have at least one tattoo, up from 21% 10 years ago. So 8% in the last 10 years have gone up to tattoos. It's a good business to be in. But I think the better business is how do you get them off? How do you get rid of them?
Well, that's the whole thing. It's what you better think of if you've got some tattoos there. If you got the girlfriend at the time and you break up in 3 years, how do you get her face and her name off your
No
arm?
one does that, Manuch. I would say 0.5% does that.
Okay.
It's
I'm
the,
just
it's
saying
the
as an
other stuff.
example.
It's just anything. The sleeves. And I know a lot of people love it. And guys think that's sexy and they're into that. Man, it is the biggest, absolute biggest turn off for me. Rock, ROC. Yes, no way. I can't stand it.
I'm the same way. I never would want to put anything, any kind of
But I get
tattoo
it.
or earrings or nipple rings
But
or belly button
but
rings.
it's interesting
or-
because I'm in the Generation X, born between 65 and 80. I'm 68, so I'm 54. I have buddies that are millennials, in their late 30s, think it's the hottest thing since sliced bread.
I don't get it.
They only date girls that have them, and I'm like, man, you got to think about the future. You got that big promotion, and your boss is taking you out to Mastro's or some big steakhouse, and it's a formal wear, and all of a sudden, your girl's wearing that really nice outfit 10 years after you started dating her, and it's all tatted on the sleeves. It's on the side of the neck. It's like
you're all tatted. That's the thing too. Later on,
I understand the one on the back, the one down between the where it's like a little subtle thing or something on the back of the butt or on the shoulder. You can't see it when you're maybe on the beach.
Oh, you mean like a tramp stamp?
Well, that's on the arm, but if you don't want to see that, but
I just have never gotten it. It's never done anything for me. And I know a lot of guys that are getting older want to get those removed. So it's a good question.
Wow.
How do you get those?
And here's what's interesting when it comes to tattoos. This is a random fact of the day. Politics doesn't matter. 27% of Republicans have tattoos. 28% of independents have tattoos, and 29% Democrats. So no real big difference there when it comes to politics.
You would think it'd be a lot lower for the conservatives, for the Republicans. I mean,
I thought so. When I saw the numbers, I'm like, maybe it's 15% Republican and a higher number for Democrats and independents. Because typically the Democrats are,
a little more liberal.
Same with the independents. And there's always those buy one, get one free tattoos. But on this day,
I see that at a tat store.
Whenever I get
buy one, get one free.
Yeah, there's a line of Democrats.
I have
some free, man. Give me three.
I just put a sticker on my arm.
Yes, you're that little kid with a little get it in your Cracker Jacks. 26 years ago today, and I was at the Super Bowl, the Packers beat the Patriots 35-21 to win their first Super Bowl in 29 years.
35-21. So I'm thinking is that the Brett Favre game?
Yes.
And he had those receivers. Down the second play of the game,
he had
a punt return. The receiver, he was in Atlanta, and then he went to the Packers.
Andre Rison?
That's it, Andre Rison. Yeah, I think Andre Rison. Second, third play of the game.
When I was with the Colts as an intern in '89, that was their first round pick. He was from Michigan State.
Yeah, that's right.
And I remember working with him and obviously Eric Dickerson, all this kind of Jack Trudeau's quarterback. They would play with our training camp was in a place called Anderson, Indiana. And at night, they would all play hoops, right? They would play in the arena, after practice.
Sure.
Andre Rison, man, was like the Michael Jordan on the court. I mean,
really?
He took over. The guy was a heck of a basketball player.
Yep.
Probably one of the best basketball players I've seen in person that's not a pro.
Yeah.
So he probably could have went that route if he didn't go football. And he had a pretty good career as an NFL
until
receiver.
His girlfriend, Lisa Lopez, left eye, burnt down his house.
Isn't that funny? That's how you remember him. There's the house burning down in Atlanta.
Man.
She left him, but she left him a note. She left him the ashes of his house that she left him.
Hey, on a sad note, on this day, 3 years ago, Kobe Bryant, 2020, it just seems like it was just 6 months to a year ago. Kobe Bryant died in that helicopter crash along with his 13-year-old daughter and 7 other people.
Yeah.
So, again, that's just horrible. We were talking about tattoos and women and all that. This is for you two guys, or for you, Manuch.
All right.
National Spouses Day. So what you get for Lori today?
National Spouses Day. She's got me, Rock.
See, here's the deal. Honestly, I'm really good at relationships.
Yeah, you are.
So, let me give you some advice.
Is this Rock's man advice?
Yeah, this is Rock's man advice. Okay. Let me give you some advice. Why don't you do it? I just want to get, and I want to report tomorrow.
Okay.
Why not tonight? Stop in a Safeway, Albertsons, pick up some flowers.
Okay.
Give them to her tonight and just say, "Hey, Lori, I love you. It's National Spouses Day," because she's not going to know that.
Okay.
You will score so many points. You may even get to sleep in her bed tonight.
Yeah, you might get an extra hug,
maybe
kiss, maybe.
Don't you leave it at that, Jimmy? You tend to realize this isn't Sirius XM.
Yeah, here's the thing. I mean, I schedule. Okay, I get a hug tonight or a kiss tonight. Okay,
schedule. But think about it. I would love if you did that. What reaction?
Okay.
She's not listening right now.
I am going to do that. Rock.
National Spouses Day. You guys out there, if you're okay, because knowing that you're going into a weekend with AFC, NFC on Sunday, you want to be able to do that.
Yep.
Then you have Super Bowl, WM Open, all that stuff going on. So any credit you could get now, may help you down the road.
That is some good.
Oh, Jackson, a 22-year-old's going to add to this.
30. Did you say you schedule your hugs and kisses?
Yeah.
We're just gonna blow by that like it was nothing.
I heard the music coming on, and we have a whole segment on that.
Yeah.
By the way, Quick Draw McGraw's coming up, or actually
Quick Draw
10.
Manuch.
which is now Quick Draw Manuch. And you guys are going to love this. It's a fun contest we're bringing back. It's Roc Manuch and Jimmy B from Twin Peaks.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe, and we've done it again. For the 7th year in a row, Lerner Rowe has been voted best personal injury law firm in Arizona. Most recently, 9 out of 10 voters voted for Lerner Rowe. That's right. We received over 90% of the votes. Why are we so popular? Probably because our offices have recovered billions of dollars for our clients, recovering millions of dollars every week in Arizona. When you're looking for the best personal injury law firm in Arizona, look no further than Lerner & Rowe.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
It's Dom with Venezia's Pizzeria. We love providing great food for family gatherings, parties, even work meetings. And we make it simple.
We sure do, no matter what the occasion. At Venezia's, we make catering easy. You can see our entire catering menu online at Venezia's.com. Or let us know how we can help at one of our 6 locations, including the newest, now open in Chandler.
We'd love to bring Venezia's to your next party. Venezia's Pizzeria, a family tradition.
No one has the same taste as you.
You're damn right.
From the music you love to the podcasts you can't live without. And only the iHeartRadio app has it all for free. Download the free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Did you know Nissan EVs have traveled 8 billion miles? Just a quick trip to Pluto and back. And what did we learn along the way? Well, that an EV can take on the world. And move racing forward. And take your breath away, like the all-new Nissan Ariya. We learned to make EVs that electrify. 8 billion miles driven by Leaf owners globally since 2010. Ariya not yet available for purchase. Expected availability late fall, subject to change.
4 NFL teams, 2 conference championship games, and only a few more shots to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. Counting down to Super Bowl 57, new customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Not a new customer? You can feel the conference championship thrills with stepped-up same-game parlays. Take your shot at an even bigger NFL payout and boost your winnings with each leg you add up to 100%. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 910. New customers can bet $5 on the conference championships and get $200 in free bets instantly. That's code 910 only at DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets, 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required, 10-plus leg required for 100% boost. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
The Lazy Boy Overstock Sell-Off is going on now. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports, now live. This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. #1 for music, radio, and podcasts, all in one. Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 910.
The Cardinals are holding their head coaching interview with Sean Payton today. Plenty of action on tap today. The Suns entertain the Mavs, college men's hoops. It's Arizona, Washington State, and ASU Washington. On the ice, the Coyotes will host the Blues. Carl Vejmelka will get the start in net. Former D-backs catcher Miguel Montero has rejoined the organization as a special assistant to the player development department. NFL linebacker Jesse Lemonnier has died at the age of 25. He appeared in 1 preseason game during his short 2022 stint with the Cardinals. The cause of his death is unknown. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Cash. That's cash. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For your Thursday, look for mostly sunny skies, but breezy. Temperatures a little bit cooler than normal, only getting up to about 63 degrees. And then for tonight, dipping back down into those mid-30s with clear skies. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
Hello, everybody. Eric Bryan, owner of Precision Air and Plumbing. If you're having plumbing problems, listen. My plumbers are the best in the industry. Give us a call today at 602-FIX-MY-AC or go online at precisionairandplumbing.com.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. on Fox Sports.
You guys are hot.
Coming up, the radio voice of the Philadelphia Eagles, Merrill Reese, the return of the popular game called Quick Draw Manuch, and you'll have a chance to win a Twin Peaks man card as we are live from the Twin Peaks in Tempe. Got exciting news as their 5th location is going to be opening up next month at Deer Valley, right there off the 17 and 101 area. Used to be a claim jumper, if you know the area.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
So it is a huge Twin Peaks as they're going to be opening up here in about a month or so. So pretty excited for them as we're pretty excited to hear that as now we'll have 5 locations. Big news today as Frank Reich is not the head coach of the Arizona Cardinals. He has taken the job with the Panthers. He was 33-1 as a Colts head coach from 2018 to 2022. We know the success he had with the Philadelphia Eagles as an offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, had a lot of success there. I would have liked to see him as a head coach of the Cardinals. I think that would have been a nice marriage with him and Kyler Murray.
Yeah, and the thing was, if it's not Sean Payton, my second choice was Frank Reich, another offensive mind, because you look at 6 of the last 7 teams in the playoffs are all offensive-minded guys. The only guy, Sean McDermott, the head coach of the Buffalo Bills, a defensive guy, and all 4 now. But, it's just interesting. It's kind of like, okay, they look at Sean Payton, who's interviewed today. He may be done by now. We'll catch up with Howard Balls here at 3:30, see how everything went.
Let me talk about that because there's so many conflicting reports. The one that I saw today in Sports Illustrated that Payton is most likely just going to remain at Fox.
I saw that as well.
So who do you believe anymore? Or you just sit there and let's not waste air and just have some patience and see where it all
I would say that. I say that's a part of. I think sometimes that's leverage. That okay, he's looking to go back to Fox. So if a team, whether they believe it or not, sees that, you give him the Godfather offer. If you like what you're seeing, to not want him to go back, you give him an offer he can't refuse. But you go, okay, he's going back. So if he's too pricey for whomever, and Denver I know is all over this thing as well, or New Orleans wants too much and it doesn't work out, well, he's got a great deal at Fox. I just think sometimes I see that, Rock, and I go, this is all about leverage to make sure that somebody gives him what he wants.
What's interesting, too, is, Cliff Kingsbury is in Thailand or wherever the hell he is.
Thailand, yeah.
We don't know that for sure. I mean, I can't remember what I saw this morning early. Someone was on one of the talk shows and said that I think there's like 20 offensive coordinator jobs open, which he's being facetious, but there's a lot of them. Mm-hmm. And I look at Cliff, and if his agent's smart, which I think he is, he's going to say, take this year off. People are going to forget about how bad you actually were as an offensive coordinator, but you were a former head coach that got to the playoffs.
Sure.
You had Kyler Murray, and he's going to come back, and he's going to be an OC somewhere and make big bank.
I would agree with that.
In the NFL, not college, NFL.
Yeah, and I think that...
Just look at Sean Payton.
Well,
the guys.
Well, Payton won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, I understand that, but, last year he wouldn't have been this valuable. I really don't think he would have been this valuable. I mean, what people are saying, $20 million? Are you freaking kidding me?
Well, he doesn't. It's not as if he has to come back and coach. It's going to be on his terms.
I know, but the fact that his status, his value is so much higher because he took the year off and did broadcast.
Well, I think his status and value is because of what he did with the Saints, Rock. Year in and year out, they're always vying for an NFC West title.
He also got him a little bit of trouble, too.
Okay, with Bountygate.
Yes, it did.
Yeah, stuff happens. Sometimes you can't control what your defensive coordinator, and he might have found out after the fact, but he took a team to the Super Bowl and just missed out on going to another Super Bowl on a horrific no call in a playoff game. So this guy's done it, been there and done that. Look at the offense with Drew Brees and look at the receivers they got. Look at the offensive firepower they had for so many years while he was there. And they had Greg Williams, who was known as one of the top defensive coordinators.
Can you make a case that maybe a coach can kind of lose his touch with being a coach after a certain amount of time?
Well, I think that's what
he won a Super Bowl in 2010, and everything kind of fell into place correct. Fell in.
Well, not
and then here we are, 12 years later. What have you done for me lately?
Well, I don't think it just goes away how you get there.
His teams were in the playoffs. His teams were playoff
almost
teams
every year
until he left.
And they lost every single time.
Yep, they did. But they were still there. So they were competitive for a number of years. Look, this is the situation with Peyton. And I'll go back to where you said that he can stay at Fox and do just fine. If he stays at Fox, next year, the price tag for him with the Saints drops significantly. It is not first round picks after that.
But they would like to see him do something this year. That's to your point.
The Saints
and I think the longer you get away from the game, Rock, I think to your point, is the more you lose your value. So sometimes if you're Sean Payton, you got to strike the iron when it's hot. I mean, this is your time. You know, we talk about when Ken Wisenhunt got fired, he wanted to go be a coordinator immediately, so he was relevant. So he went to the LA Chargers or San Diego Chargers, went as a coordinator before he got his second job with the Tennessee Titans as a head coach. You think of Jeff Fisher. You know, he got let go. He's pretty much out of the game now unless he goes USFL, XFL. He'll probably never get another NFL job.
I agree with
because
that.
his time has come and gone. That happens. Sean Payton has got he's been a consultant, he's been an analyst, this is his time to go strike.
All right, let me ask you this. Do you think there's a possibility that Peyton Manning has an LLC out there where the folks at the New Orleans Saints are paying him on the side for whatever reason under an LLC?
You mean Sean Payton?
Sean Payton.
Yeah.
Paying him, what did I say?
Peyton Manning.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sean Payton's getting paid by the Saints to stay out another year, to save them money on this year for whatever he needs to get.
They could get so much. They get the draft picks and compensation. I mean, his time for them, I think for the Saints, their value is now because you got, 3 or 4 teams interested. You got the Denver Broncos who sound like they're ready to go, kind of, sort of. But again, nobody's going to give up. You know, they're not going to throw the baby out with the bathwater. They're going to give it all away.
But maybe it's a situation where, Mickey's saying, Loomis, the general manager, is saying, okay, hey, we could get more next year.
No, they can't because it is contract.
2 years. With draft picks. It's this year or next year.
Yes.
But it's reduced, but still.
Yeah, the compensation
But
reduces.
maybe, meaning get more. Maybe there's somebody that will make this deal.
Oh, okay.
Maybe the Cardinals don't want to do it. Maybe Denver doesn't want to do it. Maybe, who knows? Carolina didn't want to do it.
No.
They didn't want to play. They're smart like me. I'm not giving up draft picks for Sean Payton.
And on top of that, they got one of the richest owners in the National Football League, period. But, I mean, it just depends how either somebody really feels they're on the precipice of moving this team forward, and maybe it's a couple players or a head coach here, maybe a couple years they get back to a contending for a Super Bowl. Who knows what? But I really think that
it just seems odd that he hasn't taken a job. Maybe we'll see a job. Maybe he'll get a job here in a little bit. Hey, we're hearing that there's a fifth Twin Peaks opening up. We were just told. Yeah. All right, I will. Absolutely. I know. That's what happens when the owner of Twin Peaks comes by. You stop what you're doing in mid-talk.
The thing is with the Cardinals, with so many 5, 6, 7, 10 coaches, how many? I think what the Cardinals are doing, not only interviewing them, is that all of these guys are telling the Cardinals what they see with Murray, where they see the holes at, where they see the benefits, because they look at all the pros and cons. And I'd be brutally honest and say, hey, look, if I'm Austin Ford, what do you see with this team? How would you fix it? How would you enhance it? And you take all that, and depending on your new head coach, they're giving you an evaluation from these 5, 6, 7, 10 different football minds, that's a benefactor whether you get your guy or not. So if you get Brian Flores, or you go get Payton, or you go get Dan Quinn, I think they've got a pretty good idea of all these guys. Say, here's your holes, here's your benefits. This is why I'd want to take the job if I'm interviewing. That interview is a two-way street for these guys.
Hey, Suns have the Mavs tonight as they look to extend their winning streak to 5. Right now, they're 25-24 on the season. It looks like Devin Booker is going to get reevaluated next week on his groin injury.
3 minutes.
DeAndre Ayton looks as though he may go tonight, which will be great to see. This is 8 o'clock start, I think.
Yeah, it is.
So,
I love those.
It's a national game, TNT.
Great. Yeah, great.
DA get a few more fluids in him, a little more rest.
I think he'll be on a pitch count this evening. I just
20 minutes?
Yeah, maybe
20, 25?
25, yeah.
Also, ASU will have Washington tonight as they have the Huskies in Seattle, and then they'll play the Cougars, Washington State on Saturday in Pullman. Arizona has Washington State tonight, and then Saturday they'll have Washington, and GCU is on the road to face Abilene Christian. So there's some basketball, and then turning our attention to hockey. The Yotes will wrap up their 3-game homestand tonight against the Blues, just down the street here in Tempe. As they split the first 2 games they had this week, I should say, in this homestand, they lost to Anaheim 5-2. They remain second to last in the Central Division, just at 35 points.
And you want them to continue to slide.
Oh, yeah.
He
If you're
wants
going to blow
that
it,
draft
well, if you're going to blow up the team like they did, then do it right. Blow it up and get that first pick.
Can you imagine us saying this like 15 years ago, Rock? I mean, because I was so against all this tanking.
I am totally against it, Manuch, but this new ownership, this is what they want to do. They're playing in front of 4,800 people a night.
Yeah.
It's
come to this.
It's ridiculous.
It's come to this.
It's really difficult to support this team.
Yeah,
I really struggle with it. When you and I, before Jimmy came on about it, we were freaking banging the drum on this team. Every chance we got, we talked about it. We had the head coach on every week. We had a player on every week. We were supporting this team like no other. It's very difficult to do that now, knowing that the next 2, 3, 4 years, it's the product you're going to see tonight is what you're going to see for the next 3, 4 years.
Rock and I were going to city council meetings.
Oh my gosh!
We were getting Bettman on the show.
Yep.
We go down to the arena and talk to the guys down there. We would have the individual. What was the Goldwater Institution gal that was?
Geez, don't get me started. Hey, make plans to join us. You're going to know who the teams are on Sunday. The big game viewing party. Our special guests will be Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. We're going to have Q&A with each of them. You can watch a big game with us on the large screens, take advantage of the food and drink specials, win some cash. We'll be giving you a quarter square, which is free. We're going to give you an opportunity to win $100 on the props. We have our kickoff progressive jackpot, which is going to start at $4,000. That works after every kickoff. We give $1 a yard on the kickoff, so they run it back to the 50. We give you $50. They run it back for the touchdown, and the conversion is good. We give you that jackpot, which we add $25 to it after every kickoff. Now, if no one hits a touchdown on a run back, we are just going to pull out $100 bills and give them to everybody that's there. So tickets are $25 in advance at Ticketmaster.com, $35 at the door, but there won't be any left at the door. So go to Ticketmaster.com. So you don't want to miss out on the big viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. If you can't make it there, you can go to Casino Arizona, where Bauer, Gross, and Jax will be hosting the same party in the showroom at Casino Arizona, but that one's free. No cover there. No Bo Jackson, no Doug Flutie, but you got Jax. You got Jax, so that's good.
Jax. That's it.
That's all that counts.
And Michael Gross making it happen there.
Yes, so that's coming up in 2 weeks. So really, really looking forward to it. But what I'm really looking forward to now, Merrill Reese is going to join us in 15 minutes. But first, the return of Quick Draw Manuch. Manuch and Jimmy B will go head-to-head. I will be the judge. And this is always, and it has been at least, I mean, we haven't done it in 3 years.
We haven't.
At least 4 years.
Yeah.
I think we had different call letters.
We did.
Last time we did this.
We did. So
That doesn't shock me.
yeah, our fifth one.
Maybe better results. I don't know. I'm
Much
hoping.
better. I don't even know the station's still on the air. We will come back with that next. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B.
Tomorrow on The Drive, we recap the best football weekend of the year and figure out whether
Shopping
the
for a
Cardinals
mortgage? Big banks can be a big hassle. Call GC Global Capital and work with a local team of mortgage experts for great rates and lower
Yes, sir.
more options and faster closings. Don't let your dream home purchase turn into a nightmare. Call the professionals at
professional, so don't dilly-dally about. Listen to the wise counsel of your old pal.
I thought you were gonna set it up.
All right, I will.
I have the music too though ready. Let me play this liner and the music's ready and everything.
Okay, keep doing what you're doing.
The Drive with Jody Ayler, now in mornings. Tomorrow from 6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910.
Guys are hot.
We're bringing it back. It's called Quick Draw Manuch. All right, this is how it works, Jimmy. You must answer starting with the letter I give you.
Okay.
The first person you got to yell out your first name. Jimmy, Manuch. Then I'm going to go to you. All right? You both get to answer, but you get points on who gets in sooner and the creativity of the answer.
Okay.
Okay? If you have an answer, it needs to best fit the category that I'm giving you.
But it has to begin with the word, the first letter.
Yes.
The best answer.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And I'm the judge. It's the best of 7.
Oh, God, I'm host.
All right? No, Jimmy.
You'd be
my
surprised.
money's on you on this one. Believe me, if this is like how we used to do it 4 years ago.
Yeah. Just to tell you, Tom Lehman, we did this a few years ago.
We used to do it guests, too.
Yeah.
When it was just Rock and
Yeah.
Manuch, so.
My money's on you, too, Timmy.
Yes. All right, let's open this thing up, and we'll get our first question.
Yippee-yi-yo, coyote galloping all the way, great big star on his chest. Out from all the rest, fastest car in the west. Yippee-yi-yo, coyote.
So after you say Manuch or Jimmy, I'll play the ding, okay? Cool, I'm gonna body back up. You're hot.
This is how long you ever saw.
All right, here we go. Question number 1. Best of 7.
All right.
Quick Draw Manuch. With Jimmy B.
Right.
Name something you would see in your home office or man cave starting with the letter S.
Staples.
Jimmy?
Staples.
Stool.
Oh. I'm going to go staple on that one.
I'm going to go Staples, too. Because when I think of stool, I think of something I would come out of my
No.
ass. So I don't want to see that.
Well, I couldn't say footstool, so I just said stool.
Jimmy or Dan Manucci gets the first one.
All right.
Ding.
Hey, I told you I would suck.
All
Okay.
right. 1-0 Manuch.
All right.
Question number 2. Name a former or current Arizona Cardinal that first name starts with the letter L.
Larry Fitzgerald.
You got a better one, Jimmy?
Luis Gonzalez.
He plays for the Cardinals.
Cardinal.
How about how about Luis Sharp?
That would have been
That's
good.
good. Yeah.
I was looking for Larry Fitzgerald or Larry Wilson.
I would have thought of Larry Wilson.
Larry Brown, too. The old offensive lineman.
Lorenzo Alexander.
Yes.
That would work.
Levi Brown.
Levi Brown. Now, he was a turnstile. He was one of the worst
Yeah, he was.
players ever to wear.
Didn't say he was any good.
75 the turnstile. Levi Brown.
Oh,
All right, 2-0 Manuch. Slow down.
I'm jacked, man.
Have some fun with this. All right.
competing, Rock.
No, but Manuch,
You're not telling me don't win
you
the
do
race.
this all the time, dude. It's like even when we played this game before, I'm like, dude, you take it too serious. We're supposed to have some fun.
Are we competing?
Jimmy's got
here?
a couple years on you, so
Oh, okay.
you got to have some.
So there's a handicap here?
It is. It's a major handicap.
All right, question number 3.
All right.
Name something you would see at an airport starting with the letter M.
Men's room.
Okay. Wow.
Men.
I'd say that.
Men?
Yeah.
Very good, Mitch. All right. So far.
He's a con artist.
Arizona Cardinals. You got Louis Gonzalez, right? You got that, and then you got men at an airport.
Man, you see
Jimmy's on the board. 2-1. 2-1 Manuch. All right, number 4. Name a sports movie starting with the letter T.
Titans. Remember the Titans?
No, that starts with an R. You can't do that.
Jimmy, you could get 2-2 if you could come up with something.
I know I had it here.
Come on, Jimmy. Come on, Jimmy.
Plenty of time. Movie starting with the letter T. Sports movie. Think about what you like to do on during the week when you have time. You have 4 hours.
Yeah, I know, but I can't do tennis. I can't do that. I was trying to think of the movie. I'm lost.
I was looking for Tin Cup. I was looking for Talladega Nights. I was looking for The Sandlot, The Blind Side, The Longest Yard, The Natural.
When you got me on tennis, I
all right. Still 2-1. Still 2-1. All
right.
Well, it's the name of those movies are The Natural, The Sandlot.
Yep.
Believe me, I have it in writing if you guys were going to bitch because I had that back up.
I'm not.
The Greatest Game Ever Played. That was a movie.
Yeah.
All right. Question number 5. It's still 2-1 Manuch. Name something you could purchase from Home Depot starting with the letter S.
Sheet metal.
Saw.
Sheet metal?
Absolutely.
What would you go to? You would buy sheet metal at Home Depot?
Absolutely.
Saw?
Yeah.
Jax, Ben, I need you guys on this one. Judge.
I like the originality of the sheet metal, but
Absolutely.
Ben, your opinion? What's your opinion on this?
As much as I hate to side with Manuch is correct.
All right.
What is
3-1.
You buy sheet metal there. What do
your little car you drive, you can't put it in there. I mean, at least you shut something on a given weekend.
I'm convinced Jimmy doesn't know what sheet metal is.
That's all I can see. All right, question number 6. Name something you would bring to a party starting with the letter C.
Coolness. Casserole.
Coolness, and casserole.
Yeah, to a party.
I hate them both.
Me too.
I was looking like Chardonnay, Coors Light, chips, something.
Casserole.
I mean, when was the last time you went to a party and brought casserole?
Yeah. I went to we call it potluck.
That's not a party.
When I show up at the party, then it becomes cool.
None of them. None of them are getting that, right, Ben?
No, I don't think anyone gets that one.
3-1 Manuch is the last question.
All right.
Jeez, I thought this was
casserole. Come on.
Question number 7. The last one for this week. Thank goodness, because Merrill Reese is standing by, play-by-play voice of the Eagles. Name a former or current Phoenix Suns player that's last name starts with the letter M.
Marley.
He got it.
That's it.
Marley.
Yeah.
He gets
I was
it.
going down that road.
Dan Marley. All right. But the final score, 3-2.
1 minute.
Manuch.
Nice try, Jimmy. I know that wasn't bad.
But I'll give you a little bit of credit because this is the first time you've done it, Jimmy.
I thought coolness
Manuch
was a good answer.
Slow down a little bit. I mean, we had Layman in the office or in the studio. We had big time players and Manuch jumping on him like, dude. If we had a buzzer, it'd be better where you hit the buzzer and then I gotta say Manuch. Because both of you guys didn't pay attention to the rules. You were supposed to say your name first, and I was going to call on you. Because what that does, it helps the second person come up with something a little bit more creative, which you buy a little bit of time.
Okay.
So,
all right.
I thought coolness was very creative. I have no idea how you can go casserole.
This isn't recess, man. This is a game.
Yeah, that's why I thought having you guys do this, we're going to get some really cheesy answers. Cheese to a party, maybe?
Well, yeah.
That would have worked for you.
Casserole.
Who brings? I mean, I don't even know I had casserole before.
Oh my God!
When was the last time you
had a tuna casserole?
Last time you had a tuna casserole?
Honestly, probably 25 years.
Exactly. That's why you don't get invited to parties, man. Hey, coming up next, we'll go to Philadelphia. We'll catch up with the radio voice of the Philadelphia Eagles. One of my favorite play-by-play voices, Merrill Reese. He will join us next as we continue on for the Twin Peaks and Tempe. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
This is what's trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
Suns big man DeAndre Ayton enters tonight's game against the Mavericks as probable on the injury report after missing the last 3 contests with a non-COVID illness. On tap for college basketball tonight, Arizona State plays Washington. Arizona faces Washington State, and Grand Canyon battles Abilene Christian. On the ice, it's the Coyotes hosting the Blues. Carl Vejmelka starts in net for the Desert Dogs. The Cardinals are holding their head coaching interview with Sean Payton today. Former D-backs catcher Miguel Montero has rejoined the organization as a special assistant to the player development department. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
The football postseason is here, and you can still win Twin Peaks Man Cards just by playing Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's weekly Fan Pick'em contest. Head to fanpick'em.com and get in your weekly picks or your chance at weekly Man Cards. Thanks to Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Don't forget to stop by one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action.
Time to get in on real estate investments. GC Global Capital has financing with no income verification. Call 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker and MLS 1091187. License MB0924983. An equal opportunity employer.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. You hear a lot of attorneys talking about a lot of things, but the thing you hardly ever hear is them talk about their results. Why? Because they don't have any? Okay, they have some, but I don't know of any other law firm that has recovered billions of dollars for their injured clients and that is recovering millions of dollars every week in Arizona. What other law firm can say that? Experience and results matter. Hurt in a wreck? Call Lerner and Rowe today.
Lerner and Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Any car dealer in Arizona can compete on price. That's what dealers do. But not many dealers can compete on customer satisfaction. Like Wright Toyota. Make the right choice. Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. Just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard. And online at wrighttoyota.com. Make plans for the big one Sunday, February 12th at either the Showroom in Casino, Arizona or the Ballroom and Talking Stick Resort. Win cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as the 22nd consecutive season. Doors open at 2. First come, first serve. Just be 21 or older. It's the big game viewing parties with tons of cash and giveaways. See you on February 12th at either Casino, Arizona or Talking Stick Resort.
The Venture X card from Capital One gives you premium travel.
Tuesday, let's move Mondays, what's
Field empty backfield. Hurts looks. Hurts fires. Complete. He's got Dallas Goedert spinning across the goal line into the end zone. The Eagles score.
Yeah, they're going to try and play man coverage with Xavier McKinney on Dallas Goedert, and Dallas Goedert is just too physical for him. Runs that little out cut. He puts pressure on the inside.
Hurts is back. He's going to go with the draw. He's going to run. He's going to
All right, you guys are hot. 10 seconds.
Hurts. He's healthy.
The dash up the middle, and he took it left.
Yeah, you could hear him yelling, hurry up, because the play clock was winding down, and he knew that this is a quarterback run all the way.
Merrill Reese and Mike Quick with the call with the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Rocky theme underneath. And there's a reason for that, as Merrill Reese joins us now here on Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Merrill, Rock, along with the other guys, Manuch and Jimmy B. I want to thank you first for taking some time to join us, specifically because my radio partner here, Manuch, is Brock Purdy's coach, raised him to where he is today and what he's been doing for San Francisco. So we've, unfortunately, for the last few weeks, have been talking a lot of 49er football on our show, and I'm excited to get back to my roots, which is the Philadelphia Eagles, and have you on. So thank you for making some time for me today.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Maybe you can tell me some things about Brock Purdy, because he's very, very impressive.
I got to tell you what, Merrill, he's impressive. He's an outstanding young man. He's poised, and I got to tell you what, he's an old soul. He's mature beyond his years, and he's a playmaker. So he's not irrelevant. He's very relevant coming there to Philadelphia, and he knows exactly what's going on with this team.
Yeah, I think so too. I mean, people talk about the fact that he's a rookie quarterback. Look, he's already started and won 8 games, and his poise is amazing. I think Kyle Shanahan does a very good job putting him in position to manage that team. He doesn't give him too much to work on, although he certainly makes big throws. I'm not saying that he doesn't, but Kyle Shanahan knows how to use him to the point where he can handle everything.
Bill, as we look at this game, this is Rocky again. When we look at this game, there's so many great matchups on both sides of the ball, and I'm curious, just listening to a lot of sports talk in Philadelphia the last few days. There's a lot of confidence with the fan base. Do you feel similar to this fan base right now? Just very, very confident, almost similar to what this baseball team did going into the World Series?
No. and you'll remember the baseball team, as wonderful as they were in the summer, late summer, and as great as they were getting to the World Series, they lost.
Yeah.
They didn't win the World Series. The whole thing is to win, to get to the Super Bowl and win the Super Bowl. The fans are funny. They're great fans. I am not criticizing the fans here. They're great fans. But win convincingly, and they begin to think that the team can never lose. And lose a game, this team's lost very few games. They're starting to wonder what's wrong. Will they ever win again? That it goes back and forth. My own personal viewpoint of this game is that it's very, very even. I mean, you can say, look at the different players on the offenses and the defenses, and talk about the fact that Jalen Hurts at this point is a lot more accomplished than Brock Purdy. I mean, Jalen Hurts is a top 5 quarterback right now after an incredible season. But then you say to yourself, wait a minute. Jalen Hurts doesn't play Brock Purdy. Jalen Hurts plays the 49ers defense, and Brock Purdy plays against the Eagles defense. And there are so many other interesting matchups. I think this is a game that could go either way. If you ask me, who do I think will win? I have to say, after watching this team so closely and seeing how wonderfully they've developed, the fact that Jalen Hurts appears to be 100% right now, I would say the Eagles. But if you said, am I confident? I'd have to say no. This game can go either way.
And I got to tell you what, Reese, I think a lot is because you got 2 outstanding defenses. I mean, you look at this Eagles defense after the week off, how physical they are. You look at San Francisco, how physical they are. Reminds me of the good old days when you had physicality all over the place. The Colts taking on the Rams. I mean, those real dominant physical games kind of throws you back to yesteryear, how I think what we can expect here on Sunday.
I agree. I mean, there are stars on both defenses. Look, there are stars on both offenses, too. You have 2 of the best tight ends in football. Everybody will say George Kittle. But let me tell you something. Dallas Goedert belongs in that conversation. Dallas Goedert is a tremendous player. He belongs with George Kittle and Travis Kelce, and and Mark Andrews, I think, from the Ravens is great also. That quartet belongs in the conversation of top tight ends in the NFL.
Right now, the offensive lines matched up against the defensive lines. How is Philly going to handle that incredible defensive line from the 49ers? And also then, how are the 49ers offensive line going to handle that incredible pass rush that the Eagles have?
The yin and the yang, Merrill.
That's it.
Yeah, my honest answer is I don't know. I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Because, but again, you're talking about those ferocious defenses and the great pass rush. Don't forget the Eagles led the NFL in sacks, not just by a few sacks, but by a ton. They had 70 sacks this season, the most in franchise history, and just a couple off the all-time record of the 85 Bears. So that's 70 sacks. That makes them legitimate. They're tough. But again, you're talking about a terrific offensive line. Jason Kelce will be in the Hall of Fame. Lane Johnson will be in the Hall of Fame. I think after he stops, when he continues to grow and advance each year, I think one day you're going to see the big guy, Jordan Mailata, as a Hall of Fame caliber player. And you've got two very solid guards. So I think this is a special offensive line. And I think the 49ers are well stacked in that area too.
You know, Merrill, you look at this defense and, you know, a guy we had here at Arizona, and Hassan Reddick, how much he's flourished.
Number 7. You went wearing Jaws' number.
Amazing. But you look at Josh Sweat. Oh, my God. What is he, 6'7", he runs a 4.3. I mean, just to watch him just grow right in front of your eyes. We'll see those two individuals just get after it. And the speed and quickness of this defense is what sticks out for me watching this team.
Yeah, they are quick. They are quick. Listen, Brandon Graham is 34 years old, and he plays like a kid. I mean, he's played great. Fletcher Cox is playing better this year than he's played in the last 4 years. Javon Hargrave has been an amazing player. They have 9 guys that they can rotate and not miss a beat. And then the rookie comes in and he picks up and covers a lot of space. And that, of course, is Jordan Davis. They haven't even scratched the surface with how good he will eventually become.
Merrill, just again, I talk just listening to the sports talk on the multiple stations back there, and it seems like one of the narratives continues to be the weather, and if it's going to be too windy or it's not going to be windy enough where it could be an advantage to run the ball, not run the ball. Where is it right now from the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles? Can you be our weather guy now, and does it matter at all on Sunday?
Well, it's not a golf day. It's probably in the mid to high 40s, but it's very, very windy today. Very windy. But I think by Sunday, it's going to be probably in the mid to high 40s, and the wind is going to be somewhat moderate. I don't think the weather will be a factor in this game. I think the weather will be just typical football weather, and it's not like the 49ers play in Arizona all the time.
Merrill, the Sirianni factor as your head coach. The guy's all over the place. What is he like off the field? Man, I love it. It's very refreshing to watch him. But what is the Sirianni factor on that Eagles sideline with that offense?
Well, he's a great guy. He is a great guy. He's
2 minutes.
Funny. He's a wonderful communicator. The players love him, but they respect him because he can let them have it. He can be very, very authoritative. He's bright. When he came here, he was not accustomed to getting up in front of crowds and speaking, but now he comes into the auditorium and he's very, very comfortable, very, very bright, comes from a football family, his father and brothers, all coaches, and he knows what he's doing. He's very comfortable, very confident, but again, he is a great communicator. I mean, I talk about all the coaches that I've been around over the years, and to be very honest with you, I've been with great communicators like Dick Vermeil, and Andy Reid certainly did a great job, and Doug Peterson. I mean, what a job he did taking this team from nothing to the Super Bowl and winning the Lombardi Trophy. But he goes along in that direction. He is a very good communicator. And it boggles my mind when I hear teams are going to hire a head coach and they want an offensive head coach and they want a defensive head coach. It doesn't matter. What you need is a head coach who's a leader, who's a motivator, who knows how to use talent,
1 minute,
and who can think on his feet, think quickly, and handle men. That's what you need. If he comes from an offensive background, he can hire a great defensive coordinator and vice versa. But these are great coaches. These are great men who know what they're doing, and I think the same can be said of Kyle Shanahan.
Merrill, we hope Michael Bidwell's listening right now to what you just said, because the Cardinals got a vacancy, as you know, and we agree with you there wholeheartedly. Hey, we hope to see you out here in 2 weeks.
Well, can I tell you something?
Sure.
I'll just throw a couple of names out there who they ought to talk to. I mean, first of all, I honestly think the Panthers today made a great move.
Yes, we do too. Yes.
He's a great coach. But if you're, and I think the guy who's the defensive coordinator happens to be a very good friend of mine because he played on the Eagles. D'Amico Ryan is going to make somebody very, very happy. But there are two young coaches on the Eagles staff who will get interviews. So they've already gotten preliminary interviews. Jonathan Gannon, the defensive coordinator, and Shane Steichen, the offensive coordinator. They are both head coaches in waiting. They both have the right temperaments. They both have the brains. They communicate well. The players love them and respond to them. So if I were in Arizona, I would put both of them on my interview list.
And maybe that is the case because they haven't hired anybody. Maybe they're waiting. So we'll see. There's no rush. Let's hopefully get the right guy. Merrill, thank you for helping us talk on some Eagles football rather than 49ers over the last couple of weeks. So thank you. I appreciate it. We hope to see you here soon.
Okay, thank you. I hope to come there soon. I need golf.
Done. Merrill, I have you covered. I promise you when you're here. I promise you. Absolutely.
Okay, thank you.
You got it. That's Merrill Reese joining us here, the voice of the Philadelphia Eagles. Yes, I am. If there's anybody I want to get who I could golf with, if that would be like the dream, to be able to play with a guy you listened to growing up as a kid and take him to my club and be able to, oh my gosh.
You'd be in seventh heaven, Rock.
I would. I just hope I play well.
I think there's a wet spot under his chair right
now. Hey, he's driven by All City Towing. All City Towing continues to hire. They are growing, and they need people. Men, women, go to allcitytowing.com. They got current openings, full-time and part-time. Incredible benefits. Go to allcitytowing.com. That's allcitytowing.com. Well, coming up, it's time for our Twin Peaks picks, powered by Coors Light and Blue Moon. We'll take the fifth caller at 602-260-9191. You'll be playing against Brooke from Twin Peaks Tempe. We're looking forward to that. It's brought to you by Coors Light and Blue Moon. You'll be playing for a man card. So that's coming up as we continue on. It's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Fox Sports 910.
Coffee, groceries, more gasoline. Life is expensive, but we're giving you a shot at $1,000 every hour with inflation compensation. Listen for the keyword at the top of the hour. Sponsored by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys.
Hey, Arizona, it's your local accident attorney, Kevin Rowe from Lerner & Rowe, where there are no fees until we win your case. Speaking of win, we want to help you bank $1,000, powered by Lerner & Rowe Injury Attorneys. Interact, need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe today, 977-1900.
Tickets are on sale for the big game viewing event at Talking Stick Resort. This is the biggest year ever as Fox Sports 910's Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B will host the big game in the Salt River Grand Ballroom. Tickets can be purchased at Ticketmaster.com. Watch the big game with all your friends on the large TV screens. Take advantage of the food specials. Win cash just for watching the game with their free $25 quarter squares, the free $100 propositions, and the big one, the kickoff progressive jackpot starting at $4,000, all of which will be given out. If that wasn't enough, special guests Bo Jackson and Doug Flutie. Tickets are $25 in advance and $35 at the door. Space is limited. Get your tickets now before they are all gone at Ticketmaster.com. It doesn't get any bigger than this. The big game viewing party at Talking Stick Resort. $25 tickets in advance, $35 at the door. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com.
Major League Pickleball is coming to Bell Bank Park January 26th through 29th. This pro event will feature professional pickleball teams owned by celebrities who will be in attendance. Come check out the action. Spectator tickets are available at bellbankpark.com/events.
Where will your new Chevy take you this year? Anywhere. It's the perfect time of year to take your next adventure off-road in a powerful Chevy Silverado. Round up the whole gang for some family fun in a Chevy Equinox. Hey kids, let's go. Or take your night on the town by storm in a stylish Chevy Blazer. Make more memories and take on the road ahead, wherever it leads you. Find new experiences, find new roads. See your Valley Chevy dealers.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
Hey, this is Peter Schrager from the NFL Network's morning show, Good Morning Football. You've also seen me on NFL Sidelines and in studio for Fox Sports on Sunday. Well, I've got a new podcast with iHeart in the NFL, and we're calling it The Season with Peter Schrager. In each episode of this season, I'm going to empty my proverbial notebook and take you inside and behind the scenes on the conversations that happen at the highest levels of NFL franchises. Listen to The Season with Peter Schrager on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcast.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Are you ready? It's your weekly chance to challenge one of the beautiful girls from Twin Peaks. It's Peaks Picks. The Twin Peaks girls are the essential ingredient to the perfect lodge experience. Each week, our girl next door Twin Peaks contestant takes on a Fox Sports 910 listener for 3 games. Get the most picks right and win a $25 man card for one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations: Scottsdale, Phoenix, Glendale, and Tempe. Don't forget man-sized Coors Light draft specials every Thursday at Twin Peaks. Time for Peaks.
Guys are hot.
By the way, a 5th location coming in Phoenix, right around Deer Valley, called Deer Valley area off 17. The old Claim Jumper.
Yes,
Claim
know
Jumper.
well.
So,
remember it well.
really, really big location where Peter in Tempe is competing against Brooke, who joins us. She's a regular now. Are you on payroll, by the way? Are we paying you now?
Maybe I should be.
Yeah, you should be, right?
I take pride in it.
Yeah. Oh, well, you're having some success, which is good.
She was, when I talked to her, we came in, she goes, yeah, and I won the last time, and I told you guys that Dallas would beat Tampa Bay. She had it all laid out. I'm like, damn.
That a girl.
Those Tamburo kids, my goodness gracious.
All right, so today we're going to do 49ers at Eagles. Bengals at Chiefs, and then we'll go up to Seattle and do Arizona State and Washington. They're playing in Seattle this weekend, so Sun Devils, since we're in Tempe, or in Tempe Twin Peaks. So let's start with the first game. 49ers hit with a rookie quarterback from Gilbert Perry High School, who Manuch trained as a kid, against my beloved Philadelphia Eagles, and Brooke has got Pittsburgh ties.
She sure does.
She's got to stick to her state, I would think, right? So, with that being said, 49ers heading all the way across the country with a rookie quarterback to play in Philadelphia on Sunday.
They got no chance, right, Brooke?
What do you think?
No
What do you
chance.
think? What do you think?
This is so hard.
No, it's really not. It's
I want to
so
go
easy.
with the hometown boy. I really do, but I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah! Brooke's going to win again.
Such a schmoozer. Such a schmoozer.
Ben, what's Peter going with?
He said just to spite Manuch, he was also going with the Eagles.
Okay, all right. Y'all have your fun.
Yeah,
we'll see how it goes there about 4:30.
You and I are going to have a side bet, by the way.
Yeah, we will.
Too. My car needs to be washed.
We'll see what's going on about 4:45 on Sunday afternoon.
Washed.
All right, second game, Brooks, Cincinnati at Kansas City. They call it not Arrowhead, but Burrowhead, because Joe Burrow's never lost at Arrowhead. So that's out there right now.
Stupid.
Yeah, it's out there.
It's not like it's Tom Brady. He's played there 10 times. He's played there what? Twice?
Well, that's
3
times. Kind of owns the Chiefs, but
Is Patrick okay? His ankle.
he is full speed.
Okay.
The high ankle sprain won't be completely at full speed, but
I'm
Joe
gonna go-
Burrow's hot.
Yeah. I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Going Bengals. All right. Which way Peter go there, Ben?
Peter also took Joe Shiesty this weekend.
Ooh, Bengals way. All right. It'll become Burrowhead forever.
Okay.
They
All
win this
right. Now
weekend.
it's going to come down to this game. Arizona State and Washington. We're going to need a score because you both took the same team in the first picks. So, Arizona State lost 2 straight, going up to Seattle. Tough place to play. The Huskies.
I know, but I got to go with my Sun Devils.
Okay.
Going Devils.
Yeah.
Forks up?
Forks up.
Forks up. Give us a score of that game.
Kind of have to.
All right. Give us a score.
77-70.
Wow. All right. High scoring. All right. How about Peter? What's he going with? What's the score? He's a Tempe guy, so I'm sure he's going with the Sun Devils.
He went with the Sun Devils 70-60.
10 points difference opposed to a 7. Okay, good stuff. All right. Hey, Peter, thank you for playing. Appreciate that. He's playing for a $25 man card, but I don't know if it's going to go because Brooke has had a lot of success.
She's only lost. You've only lost once the whole year? One time.
Once.
Oh, she told us
I
what
am
lost
not
was.
happy about that.
Wow. Well, you're going to be happy here in about 6 minutes as happy hour starts. Place will be packed.
I'm
So,
always
very
happy.
good, Brooke. She's always happy.
Yeah.
So there
Especially
you
to see you guys.
go. Oh,
Thank you.
wow.
I
The
appreciate that.
checks are clearing. I see that's working. Brooke, thank you.
Yes,
Appreciate
thank
it as
you guys.
always. Thanks, Brooke. That's Brooke joining us as she does each time we are out here at Twin Peaks playing our Peaks Picks, which we do every Thursday. So good stuff there. As the servers and bartenders are leading the way. Hey, our It's Your Call question today, which is brought to you by State 48 Roofing. Who do you feel is currently the best team heading into this Sunday's conference championship games? 49ers, Bengals, Eagles, or Chiefs? As Manuch refreshes.
Let me pull it up here, Rock. I'll give you just a real quick little look at this bad boy. Right now,
2 minutes.
currently, it is the Bengals at 40%.
Okay.
And then it's the Eagles 30%, followed by the 49ers at 20%, and the Chiefs at 10%. So maybe they're all thinking about that, coming into it. I got to tell you what, you could look at those three, all those four, but I think the Bengals, Eagles, Niners, Chiefs, only because
In that
of their
order?
defense. Right now, it's currently Bengals.
No, was that you just said you?
No, mine is I like Niners, Eagles, Bengals, and then the Chiefs. That's in my order. In my mind, I like the 49ers,
I like Eagles, Chiefs, Bengals, 49ers.
And the thing about all four of those, they've got, they all got.
They're all good.
They're all got outstanding defense, except the Chiefs leak a little bit of oil per se. So, but I tell you, that 49ers Eagles game is going to be an absolute slobber knocker game.
By the way, this just in: Dan Quinn is staying in Dallas.
Staying in Dallas.
1 minute.
Maybe they came back and made him a enhancement.
Maybe Jerry said, "Hey, let's see how this goes with McCarthy. Give him six games next season. If it don't work out, we're going to slide you in."
Good point, Rock. Could be a good point. He's got a built-in former head coach right there. And
Frank Wright's off. Dan Quinn's off. Merrill Reese brought up a good point. Offense, defense coordinators that are still out there on all four of these teams, and he's really pushing the guys on the Eagles. Maybe that's what they're waiting for.
Well, if it's not Sean Payton, I think it could be Brian Flores with that connection that he had with Austin Fort in New England. So
hour number 3 is coming up. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B from the Twin Peaks in Tempe. As we get you caught up with some of the top stories, which has to do with the National Football League. We'll have our
10
underdog picks and how our balls are in the latest on the Cardinals head coaching search.
Attention grillers. Is it time to replace that old grill in your backyard? Need to step up your game? Your chance to win a new one is right now. Just text PEAKS to 55678. That's PEAKS 55678. And you will be entered to win a customized backyard grill patio set, courtesy of Twin Peaks, Blue Moon, and Coors Light. You can enter once a day. Standard message and data rates apply. That's PEAKS to 55678.
I'm attorney Kevin Rowe. Remember those bullies in high school? Of course you do. That's the way the insurance companies treat injured victims after a car wreck. It's unbelievable. And those tough-talking lawyers that stay out of court, they'll never get you the money you really deserve. At Lerner & Rowe, we fight the bullies and take them to court. That's why we recovered over $200 million for our clients last year alone. Hit a wreck, need a check? Call Lerner & Rowe. We're your 24/7 injury attorneys.
Lerner & Rowe is the way to go. Call 977-1900.
Of course, your favorite station is on the free iHeartRadio app. Take us with you anywhere and listen anytime. Plus, get thousands of other stations and playlists all free. Download our free iHeartRadio app for all your music, radio, and podcasts.
iHeartRadio.
Wireless headphones. That'll be $200.
I'll use my Capital One Quicksilver card.
Now that's a hit. You used the Capital One Quicksilver card, which makes you the hero of every purchase. With Quicksilver, you earn unlimited 1.5% cash back on every purchase everywhere.
I wanted running music, but unlimited 1.5% cash back is pretty heroic.
Good instincts. Every hero needs a theme song. The Capital One Quicksilver Card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. See CapitalOne.com for details.
You've got advanced prostate cancer, but you're not waiting around. You want straight talk, the facts about Orgovix.
Orgovix Relagolix 120 milligram prescription tablets is a treatment for adults with advanced prostate cancer. Fact: Orgovix is a different kind of androgen deprivation therapy treatment, a pill, not an injection. Orgovix may cause serious side effects, including a heart condition called QT prolongation. Tell your doctor right away if you feel dizzy, faint, have a racing or pounding heart, or chest pain. Orgovix can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during treatment and for 2 weeks after Orgovix treatment. The most common side effects include hot flushes, increased blood sugar and blood fat levels, muscle and joint pain, decreased blood hemoglobin levels, increased liver enzymes, tiredness, constipation, and diarrhea. Other side effects include weight gain, decreased sex drive, and erectile function problems. Orgovix may cause infertility. Talk to your doctor if infertility is a concern for you.
Go with Orgovix. Ask your doctor. For more facts, visit gowiththefacts.com.
The Lazy Boy Overstock Sell-Off is going on now. Lazy Boy, live life comfortably.
Portions of the following program were pre-recorded.
Broadcasting from the Superbook.com studio. Superbook Sports.
Just got back from the restroom.
This is KGME Phoenix, KESC HD2 Phoenix, an iHeart radio station. Available everywhere on our free iHeart radio app. Number one for music, radio, and podcast.
Segment one.
Here's what's trending on Fox Sports 9.
I'm on, right there at the very top.
Terrell has rejoined the organization as a special assistant to the player development department. Suns big man DeAndre Ayton enters tonight's game versus the Mavericks as probable on the injury report after missing the last 3 contests.
Sounds good. I'll keep an eye out for the what's it called?
Washington. Arizona faces
the
Washington
ring.
State, and Grand Canyon battles Abilene Christian. On the ice, it's the Coyotes playing host to the Blues. Carl Vejmelka starts in net, and the Cardinals are holding their head coaching interview with Sean Payton today. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910. Available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
Now's your chance to win $1,000. Just enter this nationwide keyword on our website. Bonus. That's bonus. Enter it now at foxsports910.com.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Another cold night, though. Temperatures dipping back down into those mid-30s. And then for your Friday, sunny skies with temperatures around 63 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Precision Air and Plumbing.
If the heating in your home is down and in need of repair, don't let your family suffer. Our team is here to get you up and running fast. Our techs are the highest certified techs in the valley. So for heating, service, and repair, make the precision decision today and call us at 602-FIX-MY-AC.
Calling all sports with Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. Proudly sponsored by On Air Sports Marketing and is powered by the injury attorneys Lerner and Rowe. In a wreck and need a check? Make one call. That's all. 602-977-1900 and always online at lernerandrowe.com. Now time for Calling All Sports.
Hey, Rock, I'm going to pod you up. Someone's calling in. I'll let you know if it's him.
On Fox Sports 9.
Guys are hot.
Hope you have a great Thursday just after 3 o'clock over the entire city of Phoenix. Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, got you all the way up to Flag, down to Tucson here on Fox Sports 910 on the iHeartRadio app and on 99.9 HD2. That's where I listen to
he hung up on me.
Jody in the morning. Yes, Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, today at Twin Peaks in Tempe, as we're at a different one each and every Thursday. Not sure where we're at next week. Probably
Scottsdale, yes.
All right,
So that way.
And then soon, Deer Valley. Looking forward to the new one.
That'll be fun.
Yeah, so I think they're building a big set for us.
Are they?
Yeah, kinda
nice.
like we have it right Toyota, just for
Sure,
us.
we'll take it. Absolutely.
Nobody else can use it. Coming up this hour, we will let the dogs out for our underdog picks, as we will dive into that here in a little bit. As I'm having some success, but I lost last week. Anyway, we'll dive into that a little bit later.
I think
Howard Balzer is going to stop by, too, get an update on the NFL news and the coaching hires, as Frank Reich is the new head coach of the Carolina Panthers. We also found out today that Dan Quinn has said, hey, I'm not going to interview anymore for any of the coaching jobs, vacancies, and he's going to stay with the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things, Rock. I think you nailed it when you said, hey, look, if McCarthy seems to fail or not get the kind of substance they want for the Cowboys as far as getting them to the NFC title game, then there's a built-in guy right there in Dan Quinn. I like Dan Quinn. I like Brian Flores as the defensive guys. If this whole Sean Payton thing goes by the wayside, and since Frank Reich now going to the Carolina Panthers, you look at Flores, look at Quinn, he's out. So I think it could be, by elimination, it could be Brian Flores as the next head coach of theirs, unless there's a Godfather offer by Michael Bidwell or Sean Payton.
All right, let me just drop this on you. After he had his second interview, maybe he was told at that time that you're not our guy as well. We have our guy who's being interviewed supposedly today in Sean Payton.
Well,
I'm just saying that maybe Bidwell told him, okay, we've done everything with you, but nope, not this time around.
I think that was more of a Dallas Jerry Jones thing to say, hey, look, you're out there interviewing. How about if we enhance the pot? I mean, he could have given him, here he is, a defensive coordinator. I don't know if they added assistant head coach to his title and maybe some more money, whatever. And maybe Dan Quinn, after a couple interviews, said, you know what? It's just not a fit for me right now, and Dallas is.
Would a fit Kellen Moore be someone you would be okay with? I mean, he's coached 4 seasons for the Cowboys as an OC. Mm-hmm. He's twice the Cowboys were ranked first in yards for 2 years. Yep. Once ranked in points last year in 2004. They were ranked 11th in yards this year, 4th in points. They haven't gotten past the divisional round since '95. But would he be somebody that you would be okay with if they made that hire?
You know what?
Or do you want somebody that's been a head coach somewhere like a Frank Reich, like a Payton, etc.?
Well, the points you bring up there, Kellen Moore, the whole key is working with Kyler Murray. Can he work with them?
Younger guy.
Can he work with them? And he'd have to lay the law down with Murray. He couldn't basically, not with Cliff, basically have the tail wagging the dog. You know what? I would probably prefer, if we're going to go the other side, probably a guy that's been there and done that as a head coach. And he was by the way, Moore was out there. He's had a few interviews. He was out there, but coming here
at Carolina.
Yeah, as far as coming to the Cardinals, I might let that marinate a little bit longer before I look to hire somebody like that.
The thing that, if you referenced Kellen Moore, I think maybe one of the things that the fans would be upset about is that it smells like Cliff Kingsbury, because he was a terrific quarterback at Boise State.
Yes, he was. Yeah.
And won a lot of games, had undefeated seasons at Boise State, and then moved into coaching. He was a longtime backup in the league, played for the Cowboys as well. But you referenced 4 years as the OC, and you gave the stats. But Kingsbury, his stats as far as putting points on the board must have really impressed Bidwell, and that's why they hired him. But he did not have any NFL
that's the key right there. That's the key, NFL.
So let me ask you, with Jerry Jones.
Yes.
If Moore, because Moore interviewed for the Carolina job.
Right. Yep.
And by the way, Hackett was hired as the OC for the Jets. Forgot to mention that. But the Cowboys made some moves. They let 6 guys go. Mm-hmm. All right. Their contracts were up, but they let them go. Does Moore save his job?
Oh, he'll be there.
How do you know? Because he's interviewing to go somewhere else.
Well, I mean,
I can tell you right now, Manuch, if you're interviewing to go work for the other station, I'm not inviting you back.
Well, here's the thing. Those guys have the right? Yeah, they got permission.
Okay,
I would never leave you, Rocky.
But the permission is one thing, Manuch.
Yeah,
but come on, let's be realistically. I'm not Jerry Jones. Jerry Jones may say, "All right, I'll give you the permission because that's the thing you're supposed to do. That's the ethical thing to do." But also the unethical thing to do is because you're looking elsewhere. All right, well, if you don't want to be here as the OC, you haven't got us past one round in the playoffs, you're gone.
But here's I don't think it's so much Kellen Moore. I think Kellen Moore has grown as an offensive coordinator. Look at the last year versus this year. They had a better running game, better passing game. Dak Prescott still forced the issue. He can't control that to a point. But all that being said, if they're not going to hold these guys back, if somebody wants to interview so-and-so, they'll ask Jerry. Jerry said, yeah, you can interview him. If it doesn't work out, Jerry would love to have him back because you fire 6 assistants. McCarthy likes Kellen Moore. That's the key. McCarthy likes Moore as his OC, so if he doesn't get another job, he'll bring him back as that offensive coordinator.
Here's the thing that has not been broached. Who was the offensive coordinator when the Cowboys lost Dak Prescott to injury and they were playing a guy named Cooper Rush, who did not lose.
Did a hell of a job.
While he was the backup quarterback playing. So that would bode very well then for Kellen Moore because he didn't really have to change much, but he kept the young kid under wraps and made it work.
They played better. They're more consistent
Cooper Rush,
with Cooper Rush than Dak Prescott, which speaks volumes of his ways of working with an offense and a quarterback.
So your MO and your Bidwell, you're saying, okay, that's a good trait. That is a good. Check that box off.
If there's one of those scenarios that's the common denominator, it's Kyler Murray. And if he looks at Moore and says, okay, you did this, this, and this, we'd like to interview you, get permission, obviously. If there's something Kellen Moore can bring to the table that enhances that, then I think that could be viable. But he hasn't even interviewed, as far as we know, with the Arizona Cardinals.
No, he has not, no.
I have a feeling that the Bidwells or Michael Bidwell's waiting. He's waiting for this weekend.
Somebody after this
weekend. I
weekend.
think we'll have an idea on Monday or Tuesday who the next head coach is.
And remember,
there was some hope that it would have been like early this week, like Monday, Tuesday. But now you get through this weekend with the AFC and NFC championships. And, all right, there's going to be some great OCs that are available.
Or DC. D'Amico Ryans could be one of those. He might be waiting to see how that all shakes out. I agree.
He's already interviewed.
Yeah. And to the point of, okay, where's this?
Would you be okay with D'Amico?
If I couldn't get my top offensive guys, I'd look at D'Amico. I mean,
Do you think they're going to just lose out on Vance Joseph, who I think arguably his track record is pretty strong?
Well, not as a head coach.
No, we're not talking head coach, but you're going to lose him. They wouldn't keep him as OC.
No, they wouldn't.
They'll bring their own guy. Or DC, they'll bring their own guy in.
These guys want to. If whoever is the head coach wants to bring his own, they already got their staff lined up. They already. These guys, if they get hired, they're going to tell the head coach.
The Rolodex is already ready to
Here's
go.
my OC. Here's my defensive line coach. Here are all my guys. I mean, this right now to have just one opening filled. 2 weeks after the season.
I want to go back to Hackett going to the Jets.
Okay.
And what's going on in Green Bay with Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to make like $58 million when he comes back.
A lot of money.
Some stupid ass number, right? Green Bay wants to get rid of him. It's clear.
3 minutes.
Hackett, his time with Green Bay, had a great relationship with Rodgers. Rodgers had a lot of success with him. We're going to see him in New York as their OC.
Well, here's the thing. He's under contract, and he would be amenable to maybe working the numbers if they want to trade.
I can see Aaron following Brett Favre, go to the Jets.
He did hell of a job. That being
play for Hackett as the OC.
I don't. You know what?
I just don't know if he can handle that media.
Oh my gosh! You imagine?
Because he is that off the wall, oddball type of guy that the New York media will just go at him hard from every single angle possible.
Aaron Rodgers seems to has been getting a little more, to your point, right, odd.
But then there's another side of me that thinks he would freaking get off on that.
But
that he could just totally bring it on, New York media. I'll give you so much to have some fun with it, and you'll just go in circles.
Oh, that'd be funny. The drama. We like the entertainment value of the drama within. I don't think I feel if
2 minutes.
Aaron Rodgers isn't playing in Green Bay, I don't think he's playing. Period. I think if he doesn't retire, he might go ahead and rework his numbers to come back and make sure that they've got the necessary guys.
He said that.
But the thing about reworking the contract is having the necessary guys to make sure that if it's going to be his final year, that they don't fall short and they've got the proper defense, proper offense that goes hand in hand.
Hey, real quick, as top of the hour, I'd like to give you some of the top stories. Arizona State will be in Seattle to play the Huskies. Arizona is playing Washington State tonight. NBA, Suns are hosting Mavs. Yotes are hosting the – help me out. Just got a blank. You guys love hockey, and I just dropped it as a 3-game homestand. You guys don't listen to me ever. Why can't you guys be here to know that the Blues are in town?
The Blues.
The St. Louis Blues.
St. Louis Blues. Get the Blues. Get the Blues.
Brian Levine is on hold.
We're going to catch up with the CEO, of the Major League Pickleball in just a minute. We'll take a quick break. We'll come back. We're going to move our underdog segment to a little bit later, but let's get him because there's an incredible event going on at Bellbank Park that I want to talk to him about next. So we'll come back in just a minute to Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B out here at Twin Peaks. It's Fox Sports 910.
Tomorrow.
Hey, Rock. He called me literally a minute ago.
And figure out whether the Cardinals.
Okay, I just wanted to give you an idea of where he was.
Next head coach. 6:05 on the drive. Fox Sports 9.
All right, cool. Sounds good. I'll take out the dog intro, and we'll just come back with the regular open.
Valley traffic from the Valley Toyota Dealers Traffic Center.
Right now, drivers dealing with 2 wrecks in the East Valley. On
cool. I'm gonna talk to him right now.
The first near McKillop, sitting on the right shoulder. The other one in Tempe.
I called him and I said, hey, you know, at the end of the segment, we'll put you on a brief hold. Let me just talk with Rock, see what we want to do, and move you around.
A wreck in the West Valley.
So I just want to tell him that we're going to move him.
Near Cardinals Way, and a crash Bethany home approaching 59th Ave. I'm Lee Powell, checking the roads.
This report is sponsored by Lowe's. Save big store-wide at the Truckload event at Lowe's happening now. For a limited time, get deals on select tools and accessories. Shop the event in-store or online today. Valid 1/26-2/8 while supplies last. Selection.
All right, he's all good.
See Lowe's.com for details.
He said he loved the intro, too.
Down, Global Capital makes it easier for you. Start 2023 on the right track.
You said, no, he wasn't being sarcastic. He was being serious. And you were like, there's a lot of cool things going on in Bellbank.
Can benefit you. They save clients tons of cash with their valuable refinancing programs. Your home is your most valuable asset. Why work with anyone else?
Me too.
Call GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. GC Global Capital, your gift for the holidays. GC Global Capital is an Arizona licensed mortgage broker in MLS 1091187. License NB 0924983 and equal opportunity lender.
Are you looking to get into the best shape of your life or looking to offer your son or daughter the best training in Arizona? Then listen up. Dan Manucci for the new Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bellbank Park in Mesa. The state-of-the-art performance center is a 25,000 square foot facility and is home to sports performance for teams, individuals, combine prep, and professional athletes. And now the new home where I coach my quarterback. 80 yards of indoor turf and track along with an outside turf workout area, plus tons of squat and bench stations along with world-class training equipment. And they have the best team of coaches in the Southwest led by Olympic gold medal winner Dan O'Brien. If you or your son or daughter are ready to take the next step by gaining more speed, agility, power, and flexibility, then you need to check out the Cocoa 5 Performance Center at Bellbank Park. Sign up by calling 480-572-0647, and one of their team members will create an individualized program specific to your needs. That's 480-572-0647 or online at legacyperformanceaz.com. For limited time, if you mention me, Dan Manucci, they'll give you your first session on me. That's legacyperformanceaz.com.
Hey, it's Gross. Join me, Bauer, and Jackson every Saturday from 11 to 1 live from the Sportsbook at the CAZ Sports Bar at Casino, Arizona for Take the Points. Powered by the Sportsbook at CAZ Sports Bar.
Get ready for the nothing but net action of college basketball on AZTV Channel 7. Every Monday and Saturday, we take you courtside for both men's and women's college hoops. AZTV Channel 7. Check out the schedule at aztv.com.
And now another no-brainer money-saving tip from Progressive.
That doesn't sound good.
Paper shredder's jammed, but I think
Have you guys ever played pickleball?
fixed it.
Oh, well,
Have you guys ever played pickleball? Ooh, it's a ton of fun. I used to play it all the time in the summer. The old heads that look like Jimmy would school me, though.
And here's a better tip from Progressive on how not to waste money. Don't pay too much for car insurance. Drivers who
Got 5 seconds.
6 to 10 on Fox Sports 910 and on our free iHeartRadio app.
Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B out here, Twin Peaks at Tempe. Howard Balzer will join us in 15 minutes. Our underdog segment, we're going to move to 3:45 because the newly formed Major League Pickleball is making its debut at Bellbank Park in Mesa. today through Sunday at the state-of-the-art Rocket Protein Pickleball Center. And joining us now is the CEO of the new Major League Pickleball League, Brian Levine, joins us now on the Right to a Guest line. Brian, Roc, Manuch, Jimmy B, thanks so much for giving us some time. I was out there yesterday. I've been watching it online. We saw Larry Fitzgerald out there, Michael Phelps out there. This is the who's who in our town right now.
Yeah, no, it's very remarkable. Actually, just kind of the court with Larry. He's got some game.
When it comes to this league and how this season is different in the past and just the popularity of pickleball, can you talk about how this new format was put in to expand this league to 24 teams?
Yeah, so this year we went from 12 teams to 24, and we've added some really iconic owners, as you know, whether it's LeBron James and Tom Brady and Kevin Durant, Larry Fitzgerald, obviously. And it's just been tremendous demand for teams. And the format is essentially you have 4 players per team, 2 men and 2 women, and they're playing basically tournament style over the weekend. And it's essentially going to culminate in the semifinals and finals on Sunday. And they play two mixed doubles matches, a men's doubles, and a women's doubles. And if the matches are tied after 4, they play a singles dream breaker, we call it, which is the tiebreaker, to determine which team moves on in the tournament. And they play a singles match to 21.
He's turned all the way up.
And it's the most exciting.
Hey, Brian, is it possible we can barely hear you? It sounds like there's so much feedback. Can you get in a spot that we can hear you? I just feel bad. It's really. Can we just hang up and see if we can get you in a better spot? Because I know you got some valuable information we want to share.
Yep. Well, let me call you right back.
All right,
hear me
great.
now or no?
Yeah, actually, we got you right now. Wherever you're at right now.
Yeah,
just
don't move.
Don't move. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Don't move. I'm not going to move. I apologize.
Great.
So, if I go outside, it's so loud. You're not going to be able.
Yeah, that's true. That's so. But so I mean, it's going to go Thursday through Sunday. Why did you pick to Mesa, Arizona? Why Mesa?
Well, the pickleball community here is tremendous, and we knew we'd get a lot of support from the fans here. The weather is obviously good, and Bellbank Park is outstanding. I mean, it's a tremendous facility. There's over 40 courts here. The center court has seating for over 1,000, and it's just an unbelievable experience to host a large pickleball event.
I'm real curious about the media coverage that you have gotten. Are you a little surprised that the top media people jumped on what you guys are selling so quickly, or did you think it would happen?
No, I mean, if you look at the growth of this sport, there's 37 million people that played pickleball in the past year, and that's come from virtually nothing 3 years ago. And you look at some of the iconic owners that we have, as I mentioned before, LeBron James and Tom Brady, Kevin Durant, Larry Fitzgerald, and the fact that, this is a sport that people can play, not just, you can just play professionally, you could play socially. We've got Drew Brees playing with Larry Fitzgerald today. We've got Gary V tomorrow playing against James Blake, who's also an owner. And that's just something that's pretty unique to pickleball. And it's just incredibly exciting to watch.
The growth of the sport's enormous, as you know. You're in it. Do you think, everybody used to talk about, pickleball's for 50 plus. But I think when COVID, unfortunately, when that hit, it really helped the sport, which got the demographic to a lower number, like 35 plus. Do you think that is the case when there's people who are looking for stuff to do, and pickleball just seemed to be the sport to pick up?
Oh, 100%. I mean, the average age of the pickleball player in the last 3 years has dropped by over 5 years.
Wow.
So it's and that's just because you see it on college campuses, you see it in high school. And now we're seeing it as people are transitioning from tennis to pro. Right here, we've got Sam Querrey playing. Sam Querrey, as many people know, was a top 10 tennis player who basically just decided he's going to play pickleball. And a lot of other pro players on the tennis side are making that migration towards pickleball. And so it's not just for, the senior citizen set anymore. It's, from top to bottom. You could see, I very often see grandparents and grandkids playing competitive games of pickleball against each other. And
Brian, I'm just very curious as to when we'll see a celebrity group of folks, maybe have like 20 celebrities, movie stars, what have you, as part of that pickleball tour? Is that something that could be on the horizon?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I was actually part of a charity event with Danny Werfel, the former Heisman Trophy quarterback, a few months ago. We did a thing called Pickle Bowl, which was a charity, a college-themed pro-am where teams were representing their school. So we had Danny Werfel was playing with Kyle Yates, who is a professional pickleball player who also went to the University of Florida. Drew Brees played with Matt Manassi, who's a professional pickleball player. They both played at Purdue. And we had about 12 different teams, and it was incredibly exciting. And, even here, I think for future events, we're going to probably have some sort of, pro-am between the owners and other celebrities, too, because, everyone wants to play. Like I just said, I just got off the court with Larry Fitzgerald. He's going to be playing with Drew Brees shortly. And, when these owners come out here, they don't want to just watch their teams. They want to get involved, too. And that's something that's special about the sport.
Do you mean, I'd like to ask you, because we talked a little bit about the growth of the sport when COVID hit and how that happened. Do you also believe that because it's a relatively inexpensive sport to get started in, it doesn't cost a lot of money, that helped as well?
No, there's no doubt. But I mean, everyone's got their stories as to how they got hooked on pickleball, and I do too. But, I think that there was a tremendous amount of isolation that people had felt. And, the culture of pickleball is one of positive energy. And it's very social. And you could be playing with anyone, and it doesn't matter what your, political affiliation even is. I mean, I've seen, when I started playing, I remember I went out to a park in South Florida, and I saw a guy wearing, Make America Great Again hat with a guy with a Biden shirt, and they were playing together as partners.
Wow, that's great.
I was chuckling to myself. And you don't, when you play a lot, like you don't talk about those things. I mean, it's just everyone has fun, and you forget, not what brings you apart, but what brings us together. And I think that's something that pickleball represents. And you see it at the pro level too. The players, they all know each other. They're close, and there's just a positive energy that you just have to experience to really understand.
He's Brian Levine, the CEO of Major League Pickleball, in town at Bellbank Park, playing at the Rocket Protein Center and the Championship Court, which is one of our partners, Talking Stick Resort, and we're pretty excited about that. And Brian, how can people go out and see Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees play, and then some of these pros this week?
Yeah, so if you just come out here to the park, there are 6 pro courts, but there's 40 courts here. I mean, I would actually recommend people bring your paddles. My guess is you could just play on the side in between matches if you'd like, and you may find them playing on the courts next to you. But we're going to be playing pretty much from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. Every day through Sunday. Sunday is going to be the semifinals and finals. That's definitely going to be the culmination. And the weather looks great through the weekend, so highly recommend people come out and check it out.
Not to mention Tennis Channel, right?
Players in the world.
And Tennis Channel all weekend?
All day, yeah. Tennis Channel. You could also just go to MajorLeaguePickleball.net. You could watch every single match being live streamed. The Tennis Channel will be broadcasting all day Sunday afternoon. But I think it's best live. So I don't know when the next time we're in Mesa.
We love it. Hey,
hopefully people can check it out.
Yeah, hopefully you can put Mesa on the schedule. So we would love that. Brian, thanks so much, man. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you out there.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
That's Brian Levine, the CEO of Major League Pickleball. I know people talk about pickleball. Wow, what is it? Well, go to MajorLeaguePickleball.net. You'll see it live. The streaming. They're streaming right now on the Talking Stick Resort Championship Court. You see the pros. You could go to the site right now. You'll be able to see Larry Fitzgerald and Drew Brees when they get going here. It's pretty cool to see NFL players or basketball players out of their sport. We love watching these guys. Steph Curry play golf. It's tremendous. Or any of these guys that play different sports. Well, pickleball is one because it's such, as he said, they go back and forth. It's fun. They're having a good time. I think you've probably seen it on the CBS Sports Network with Dirk Nowitzki, and because he's got a team with Mark Cuban. I mean, some of these owners, guys. I was just going through the list from, of course, Larry Fitzgerald and Booker, Michael Phelps, and Dirk Bentley for Arizona. Sam Fox, the Fox concept. I see Kevin Durant's got a team. Heidi Klum's got a team with Tom Ricketts and David Justice. The list goes on and on. Mark Cuban, Odell Beckham, Justin Verlander, Tom Brady. Who else? Drew Brees, as I mentioned. This is amazing how many. Kevin Love, Draymond Green, Anheuser-Busch. I mean, just a ton of big-time celebrities that are getting involved in this sport. So check it out, MajorLeaguePickleball.net. Howard Balzer, find out what's the latest of the Cardinal search for a head coach next, as we'll continue from Twin Peaks in Tempe. It's Roc and Manuch. Jimmy B, Fox Sports 9.
Hey, Rock.
Trending on Fox Sports 910 Phoenix.
On tap for tonight.
Just ask him if he wants me to cut out the part where it kind of got all scratchy, or if he just wants the whole thing raw.
Abilene Christian. Suns big man DeAndre Ayton enters tonight's game versus the Mavericks as probable on the injury report after missing the last 3 contests.
All right, cool. I'll cut it up and make it sound better.
On the ice, the Coyotes will host the Blues. They'll send Carl Melka into goal. The Cardinals can cross Dan Quinn off the list to be.
No, I will. That's no problem. I'll cut it up to make it sound nice, and I'll send it to you.
Miguel Montero has rejoined the organization as a special assistant to the player development department. I'm Frank Garrity on Fox Sports 910, available everywhere on the free iHeartRadio app.
This is the Parker & Sons Weather Center. For all your AC, plumbing, and electric needs, call Parker.
For tonight, look for mostly clear skies. Another cold night, though. Temperatures dipping back down into those mid-30s. And then for your Friday, sunny skies with temperatures around 63 degrees. For the Fox 10 weather experts, I'm Ty Brennan.
This report is sponsored by Maricopa Community Colleges. Looking for a college with a supportive community, small class sizes, and affordable tuition? With 10 schools valley-wide, Maricopa Community Colleges offers a quality education in a neighborhood near you. Make it happen. Go to maricopa.edu/succeed.
The football postseason is here, and you can still win Twin Peaks Man Cards just by playing Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B's weekly Fan Pick'em contest. Head to fanpick'em.com and get in your weekly picks or your chance at weekly Man Cards, thanks to Twin Peaks, Coors Light, and Blue Moon. Don't forget to stop by one of the 4 Valley Twin Peaks locations to watch all the playoff action.
What's up, guys? Jason Payne, owner of State 48 Roofing. You can find me on Instagram and Facebook. # Sexy Roof Status. At State 48 Roofing, we are family owned and operated, born and raised in Arizona. We'd love to give back to our schools and community. Contact us at state48roofing.com.
Arizona's headquarters for Toyotas is Wright Toyota. Hey, Rock, for my friends at Wright Toyota in Scottsdale. You will always find the right deal at Wright Toyota. Wright Toyota has been driving Arizona's home for years with their amazing service, pricing, and great selections. I encourage you to discover the difference at Wright Toyota. Make the right choice, Wright Toyota, just off the 101 on Frank Lloyd Wright Boulevard, and always online at WrightToyota.com. The right price, the right selection. Check out WrightToyota.com.
The Cal-Am Resort 2nd Annual Legacy Classic is back at Bell Bank Park, January 20th through 22nd. This is the first leg of the 2023 Legacy Tournament Series, so make sure to register today. For more information, visit legacysportsusa.com/pickleball.
Make plans for the big one Sunday, February 12th at either the Showroom in Casino, Arizona or the Ballroom and Talking Stick Resort. Win cash just for watching the big game, as this year marks Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B as the 22nd consecutive season. Doors open at 2. First come, first serve. Just be 21 or older. It's the big game viewing parties with tons of cash and giveaways. See you on February 12th at either Casino, Arizona or Talking Stick Resort.
There's only a few shots left to win big on the playoffs with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can bet just $5 and get $200 in free bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code 910. 21 and over, Arizona only. Gambling problem, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus issued as free bets, 1 boost per eligible game. Opt-in required, 10-plus leg required for 100% boost. Deposit, parlay, and wagering restrictions apply. Eligibility and terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
For quality referrals, your guy or my guy?
Balzer's good.
Spend hours searching on.
I haven't seen anything on Twitter of like any reporting on Peyton or anything, so there's nothing to really come back with.
Use My Guy with only 5-star companies.
My Guy.
Expensive national brands or.
Oh, yeah, that fool is going to be in and out.
My Guy.
My Guy.
I wonder if he's still there.
Clear. My Guy referrals for home repairs to remodeling to hundreds of other.
He's a fool if he doesn't take this job.
For all of life's needs.
That or the smartest man in the world.
Your guy.
Staples has everything you need to get organized this year.
It's going to be either Peyton Floors or Joseph now, which means either
off
Floors or
select
Joseph.
folders, file cabinets, file boxes, and storage bins. In-store only. Offer ends 1/28. Make this year your year with Staples. The working
God, I pray it's not. All right, guys. He's ready, and I'm going to pod you guys up. You guys are hot.
now. What's the latest on the Arizona Cardinals? Howard Balzer joins us now. Go PHNX. Howard, Dan Quinn is out. He's going to return to the Dallas Cowboys. Who else out there is on your short list as a possibility?
Well, I guess certainly you wonder what's going to happen with the whole Sean Payton situation.
Yeah.
Although I'm kind of leaning towards believing that he's going to sit this year out and stay in the TV studio and see what opens up next year. I don't know that he was especially excited about the prospects of the teams that were looking for coaches this year. I think that had a lot to do with what Dan Quinn decided. And I mean, if you're a good, especially a guy who's coached before and you know how this whole business operates, when you're going to take that next job, then you're going to be careful because you want the right fit and you want the right place that gives you a true opportunity to win, because that's what these guys want to do. They want to win. And so I think that was likely a big part of what Dan Quinn's decision that was about. So from the guys that are left, certainly you'd have to think that Brian Flores, who everyone has kind of believed after Monty Ossenfort was hired, might be the leader in the clubhouse because of them both having been with New England for a number of years with the Patriots. If it's not Brian Flores, then I think it's wide open. I mean, I don't know that I don't think it'll be D'Amico Ryans. I guess you never know, but I don't think that one really has traction. So, let's remember Michael Bidwell was turned down by somebody else at the general manager spot. Mm-hmm. So I think people are looking at this job and looking at some of the things that are inherent in the organization and saying, do I really have a chance to win with Kyler Murray being the elephant in the room? So it's going to be interesting to see where they end up. It'll probably make everybody go berserk in Arizona, but I guess you can't count out that it could end up being Vance Joseph. And so, we'll see how it all plays out.
Or it could be Michael Bidwell as a white elephant in the room if they're not hearing the right answers in a two-way interview like that, Howard.
Oh, absolutely. Oh, there's no question about that. And I know that's a big thing with, everyone talks about culture, guys, and that's been a word that's been thrown around an awful lot over the last few months with the Cardinals. Well, the person who establishes the culture in an organization is the owner. And so, other teams are looking at that. They're looking at a situation of, look at these teams now that are remaining. The Colts and the Broncos fired a coach during the season. The Broncos coach, of course, before even completing his first year, Frank Reich had pretty good success prior to this, and they just weren't able to give him a good quarterback. And then the other two teams, the Cardinals and Houston. Houston fired a coach after 1 year, 2 years in a row. And the Cardinals, whatever anybody thinks, they fired a coach a year after the owner committed to contract extensions for him, the GM, and the quarterback. And we know the quarterback was tied together very closely with the coach. And then he makes the decision, after 1 year of a step back after progress, and he fires that coach. So other coaches notice that. They look at that. They see the way an organization runs things. So yeah, I think that is, a part of it. And Murray is, Murray, a guy, is Sean Payton going to say, hey, I'm going to hitch probably my last job in this business to a guy that I wonder if I can really win long term with? And I think there's coaches that definitely have that question about Kyler Murray.
All right, let me drop this one on you then. From the standpoint that you referenced, where you think Sean Payton's going to do TV for another year, and you seem to think that Vance Joseph has an opportunity, would they say to Joseph, you're our guy for this upcoming season, and then we're going to revisit Sean Payton one more time next season because the compensation for him drops significantly?
Well, I think, first of all, I think if they said that to Vance Joseph, then I'd be out the door so fast.
Yeah.
Because then again, that just speaks to the culture and the way the organization does things. If you're planning that in the back of your mind, you certainly wouldn't tell the guy that. But I think Vance Joseph would be very wondering about it because hey, whoever comes into this situation obviously knows when I was talking about Kyler Murray. He's not going to be available to practice and probably until October at the earliest. And so anyone coming in new is going to be putting in a new offense. And so he won't even be practicing that new offense on the field until October. And you know what's going to happen. No matter what anybody says, even if it's Sean Payton, you could have a new coach and all of a sudden you start losing games in the beginning of the season. And all the chatter from the impatient people outside are going to say, oh man, they made the wrong choice. And you absolutely know that would be the case. So, this job has some real questions, about it. And I'm going to be very curious what the final result turns out to be. The one positive potentially for a Joseph hire would be that, and this is just a guess on my part, that if he likes, obviously the biggest thing about any defensive coach is who's going to be the offensive coordinator and who's going to be the quarterback's coach, right? Well, the Cardinals have two young guys that a lot of people seem to like. And I don't know if Vance Joseph likes those guys or not, Spencer Whipple and Cam Turner. Well, if he likes them, then he can sell the option, hey, put me in charge of this thing. I'll clean up, the locker room and all that, whatever has to be done. But the offensive system will at least stay the same, and I'll give a shot to these young guys to see if they can get it done. Now, I don't know if that helps or not, but I'll tell you, it would help with the offense, especially with Kyler Murray, if you're not changing the offense. Because, like I said, anybody else coming in is going to be changing it, and they're going to be wondering if Kyler Murray is going to be putting in the time to learn it to the best of his ability.
So do you feel that – I just feel that after it's all said and done, from my standpoint, that Brian Flores, if not Sean Payton, Brian Flores would be that new sheriff in town, the way he cleaned things up there in Miami, even though it seemed to be a little bit of a rub with he and Tua. But here's a guy that turned that thing around in Miami to have that same kind of scenario. I don't know who's the lesser of two evils, Stephen Ross or Michael Bidwell, if he goes down that road here with this Cardinals organization.
Well, I don't know the truth. That's a narrative that's out there about how he and Tua didn't get along, and I don't think anybody truly knows what went on behind closed doors. But here's one thing we know: the Dolphins and Tua did not play well in the beginning of the season, and that was pretty much generated by the owner who was trying to get Deshaun Watson. And I don't know that Flores was totally bought into doing that. And so the Dolphins started winning, and Tua started playing a lot better once the trade deadline passed. And they didn't get Deshaun Watson. All of a sudden, that team was a totally different team in the second half of the season than they were in the first half. So I do agree that I think Flores would be a great leader as a head coach for this team. My big question is, who's going to be the offensive coordinator? Who's going to be the quarterback coach? Who's going to be the offensive line coach? Because those are the areas that need the most attention going forward into 2023.
With the games going on this weekend, do you think any of the coordinators on any of these teams could be who they're waiting on?
That's an interesting question. Certainly D'Amico Ryans. You can interview him until the season is over, which also means that obviously if the 49ers win, then you can't officially talk them until after the Super Bowl. Who's the offensive coordinator for the Eagles is a guy that's kind of a little bit of a look from teams and request for interviews. And is the enemy. And what's going to happen with him? We haven't heard his name all that much. The enemy is a lot of people say, well, there's winning the enemy can't get a job. Well, I in that guys he really went after some of the other jobs that have been available. Because he's in a great situation, obviously. Coaching for Andy Reid, coaching Patrick Mahomes. Yes, you want to be a head coach. Once again, emphasize this. When you take that first-time job, and especially being a minority, it might very well be your last chance and your only chance to be a head coach. So, again, you have to be at the right place. And if you're going to a place that has a big quarterback question and you're not controlling who that quarterback is going to be as the head coach, then, how good a fit is that? So Could it be possible that they're waiting on Bieniemy? Who knows? I mean, there could be some names that the Cardinals are considering that we haven't heard yet. But man, the longer this, I think a lot of things are going to start to really pop once Sean Payton decides what he's going to do, and then we'll probably see a bunch of guys getting hired. But no matter who it is, there's going to be a lot of questions surrounding that guy going into this next season for the Cardinals.
Anything Cardinals, you got to follow him on Twitter. Howard Balzer, HBalzer721, and check him out at GoPHNX. Howard, thank you. Always appreciate it, buddy.
My pleasure, guys. Take care.
Howard Balzer on the right Twitter guest line. Hey, if you are in the market for a new home, you shopping for that mortgage? Well, the big banks, it can be so you're seeing it on the news right now. GC Global Capital, they're a licensed mortgage broker here in the state of Arizona. They work with a local. You would work with a local team of mortgage experts for lower rates, lower fees, and they have more options and faster closings. Whatever rate you're getting at the bank, GC Global Capital will beat it with a better rate, with better service, lower payments. Buy now before the frenzy starts all over. Everybody's coming into town for the Super Bowl and Barrett. And, hey, they all want to buy a house. Everybody wants to live here. So why wouldn't you get ahead of it now? So call the professionals at GC Global Capital. 480-397-9300. That's 480-397-9300. Values have come down over 10%, so it makes it a good time to do it. See how much you can buy. Get approved now in less than 10 minutes. Call them, GC Global Capital, 480-397-9300. We'll finish out the day here at Twin Peaks in Tempe. One more to go. It's Roc and Manuch, Jimmy B, Fox Sports 910.
Hey, Rock.
Let the dogs out. Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
Most weekend bettors prefer to lay their money down on favorites because they can't get their head around backing an underdog. Not Roc and Manuch with Jimmy B. They're all about the dogs. Time now for the guys' dog picks
Guys are hot.
on Fox Sports 910.
All right, let's get right to it. Our underdog picks of the week. The two games, of course, this weekend, 49ers and Eagles. We're going to go off of DraftKings right now. 49ers plus 2.5, Cincinnati plus 1. We're going to throw out our 3-point underdog rule that we've had in the past. So now we got to take underdog. So that being said, of course, I'm not going with the 49ers. The Eagles are going to win by at least a field goal. So I got to go Bengals. It's surprising how the Chiefs open up as favorites, and then Cincinnati was the favorite, and now, as of 3:50 on Thursday, it's +1 Bengals, so I got to go Bengals.
Manuch, you played the game, so this should be a no-brainer.
All my dogs.
Give us your dog of the week.
As you mentioned, the 49ers a 2.5-point underdog in this one. I'm going to go 49ers. Covering and winning over Roc's Eagles. That's the route I'm going.
Finally, he's not Jimmy the Greek, but he's been calling the game for over 40 years.
What about the dogs? What about the dogs?
Jimmy B, what's your underdog pick of the week?
Well, look, I know Roc didn't take his hometown team, and I understand that perfectly. But I'm going to take the hometown team and the Philadelphia Eagles, and I expect them to cover the 2.5.
But you're supposed to take an underdog.
I don't want to.
But the rule of the game is called underdog pick.
I don't want to.
Well, then you're not
playing.
You're not playing.
Oh,
all right, Jax, what are you going with?
Come on.
I'm going with Roc, the Bengals, and they are currently, I believe they are 14-3 against the spread. So
Let me take the Eagles.
You can't. It's underdog. They're the favorite, Jimmy.
Oh, golly.
Bengals.
All right. I've been doing
We've been doing this for 21 weeks.
I wanted to take the Eagles.
21.
Underdog.
I get it. All right. I'll go Bengals, and I'll get the one.
All right. Brian. How about Ben?
Been doing this for longer than 21 weeks, and they still don't know my name. With that being said, I am taking the Bengals to come out and win this game. I was going to do the same thing as Jimmy, but decided not to follow his lead.
All right, so there you have it. Those are our picks for the weekend. Jax, you gave yours, right?
Yeah,
Bengals. All right, Bengals. All right. Jimmy, you okay?
I'm okay.
Yeah, I will say.
I wanted to take the Eagles for you.
You had it.
At least they knew your name.
Why would I take them? They're not in their favorite.
I know that.
They're not an underdog.
I understand that, but
No,
I
you really don't.
No,
You really
No, I did.
So-
I wanted to take them for you.
Do me a favor.
They're not the underdog.
When you get home tonight, you
It's
go on
the
your
underdogs.
Minute, let me handle
I'm
this.
sorry.
When you get home tonight,
Yeah.
download the iHeartRadio app, listen to our podcast, and you'll know what the segment's all about.
Okay.
And you know that you take an underdog in this pick. Now, I will say, folks, it was a rough day for Jimmy today. He had to play Quick Draw Manuch. It's a segment that we returned from another station 4 years ago, right?
Yeah.
Brought it back. One of the questions had to do with Arizona Cardinals, and he gave us a Luis Gonzalez. so Manuch was always one of the jokes. So Jimmy's going to share some of that with Manuch moving forward.
I also gave you sheet metal, which I thought was a great answer.
Oh, my goodness.
And I gave you.
That's up on there too.
Welcome to the club. Hey, Jimmy, welcome to the club.
We also had Merrill Reese on the show, which gave some love to my Eagle fans out there. Howard Balzer did a great job. Brian Levine, the CEO of Major League Pickleball, which is in town. We're being told right now that out there in Mesa at Bellbank Park, you got Larry Fitzgerald playing with Drew Brees. That's pretty cool. And then all weekend long, there's going to be a lot of celebrities and owners and that'll be out there. And you can go to LegacySportsUSA.com and get tickets for that. It's a few bucks to go see these guys play. And like I said, it's pretty cool to see athletes in their particular sport, or athletes that were very, very famous in their particular sport playing another sport.
Well, how competitive they are in that other particular sport. I think that's a lot of folks like to see. Besides them being the stud athletes that they particularly are. Hey, our State 40 with me. Get your call question today. Who do you feel is the best team heading into this weekend's conference championship game? Choices are 49ers, Eagles, Chiefs, and Bengals. Just go to Roc and Manuch on Twitter to vote. Currently standing, Bengals at 40%, Eagles 30%, Niners 20%, and last but not least, the Chiefs at 10%.
I still like the Eagles.
You should. But
I know.
what do you mean you still? They're not
I-
underdog.
I
They're
know.
favorites.
I know,
So
yeah.
you're like most of America. They're taking the favorite.
No, I think they
it's
will
great
beat
radio.
the 49ers. They
Jimmy,
will
let me
beat
have
the
that
49ers.
shovel because you're digging a deeper
No,
and deeper
no,
hole.
I'm not,
Let me-
man.
So that would
I'm
be
on
it
top
said.
of the
So
game.
Manuch, I propose the bet straight
Okay.
up. 'Cause at the end of the
Okay.
day, it's your Super Bowl or not.
1 minute.
Eagles. I'm taking Eagles. You're taking the 49ers, and the loser, we will videotape each person, which will be you, washing my car, hand wash. Okay, hand wash
With a white
okay?
T-shirt.
With a white T-shirt. Yes.
Oh,
I will be ready to go and give you
30
that bucket and that,
there you go.
that mop right there for you to wash my
There it is.
Yeah.
It's on. See, I have a new wrap on my Tesla that I can't take it to a I can't take it to a car wash.
15.
So I need you to do it.
Okay.
So, all right.
I'll be more than glad to do it
And then
after
vacuum,
10.
detail, and all that.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll be at Right Toyota tomorrow. Thanks for Twin Peaks Tempe for having us.